Live from the Maverik Center in West Valley City, it's Utah Grizzlies hockey. As tonight's the last of a three-game series between the Grizzlies and the Kansas City Mavericks. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Utah Grizzlies hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting. For the Grizz are looking to salvage the third and final game of the series as Kansas City on Wednesday night picked up a close 3-2 victory. Last night, Kansas City led 2-0 after one period, or as we should say, Cade Borchard led Utah 2-0 after one period as he scored 5:03 into the contest. And then Borchard made it 2-0 as he scored unassisted 18:59 into the first. Utah got on a power play to start the second period, and Briley Wood redirected a Gianni Fairbrother shot 46 seconds in as Wood picked up his fourth goal of the year. Fairbrother and Cole Fonstad with the assist, and for Fonstad, that was his first Grizzlies point. Borchard completed the hat trick 3:55 into the second period with Bradley Schoenberg getting the assist. And then Kansas City scored two goals 13 seconds apart. Marcus Crawford made it a 4-1 game as he scored 14:52 in. And then Justin McPherson made it a 5-1 game as he scored 15:05 into the second. And with that, Vinny Duplessis was pulled. He saved 21 of 26 for the Grizzlies. He was replaced by Jake Barcheski. Kansas City added a late third period goal by Casey Crew, who got his sixth of the year. Borchard and Max Andriov each picked up an assist. And for Kansas City, it was their top forward line that really got the job done. As Borchard ended the night with 3 goals and 1 assist, he was a +4 and had 5 shots on goal. Max Andriov had 1 assist and a +4 rating. And Casey Carew was a +3 and had 1 goal and 1 assist. So for the Grizzlies to have some success tonight and end the 9-game losing streak, they're going to have to find a way to slow down Kansas City's big guns. Their top forward line, which once again today will be Casey Crew along with Max Andriov and Cade Borchard. For the Grizzlies, their record is 5-12-2 on the season. They've got Adam Scheel in net. Schiller leads the league in minutes played and saves. Also watch out for Gianni Fairbrother. He picked up an assist last night. He is tied for second among goals, among league defensemen in goals with 6. He's actually tied with Kansas City's David Noel with 6 goals on the season. Well, it's Healthcare Appreciation Weekend presented by U of U Health. And it looks like we got a good Saturday night crowd filing in here. If you're in the West Valley area, come on down and join us as we're going to have some fun tonight. If not, we got the game on Flow Sports as well as audio coverage on the Grizzlies YouTube channel. Should be a fun one here tonight. Grizzlies and the Mavericks meeting for the third time this season. Utah went 2-6-1 against Kansas City last year, although over the last 5+ seasons, the Grizzlies are 20-16-3 against Kansas City. We'll see if it's a 1-goal game, and if it is, Utah's had some success in those games. They're 2-1-2 in 1-goal games this season. We'll come back and talk about who's been hot for the Grizzlies as of late, as we're in business on a Saturday night, and you're listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. Shop over 50 new Kia Sorentos with savings up to $4,500 off at Jerry Seiner Kia, Salt Lake.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting. Face off in about 15 minutes from now as the Grizzlies take on the Kansas City Mavericks here on a Saturday night. After tonight, the Grizzlies will be on the road as they'll have a 3-game series against the Tahoe Night Monsters. That will be next Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. The next home game for the Grizzlies will be against the Tahoe Night Monsters, as after tonight, the Grizzlies have 6 straight games against Tahoe before the Christmas break. Next home game for the Grizzlies will be on Wednesday, December 18th. It's going to be a Bud Light Wednesday as the Grizzlies open up a 3-game series and the 4th of 6 straight between the Grizzlies and the Night Monsters. Cole Gallant's been outstanding as of late. He's got 9 assists in his last 13 games. Briley Wood and Cade Nielsen have each picked it up in this homestand, as over the last 4 games, both Wood and Nielsen have 2 goals and 1 assist, as they each have 3 points here on this homestand. Craig Armstrong and Cade Jensen each have 2 assists in this homestand over the last 5 games. Grizzlies have had quite a few injuries, and unfortunately, nobody appears to be coming back for tonight's action, as Brian Yoon is missing his 10th straight game. Also out of the lineup is Derek Dashke. He's missing his 7th straight contest, and that's the same case with James Shearer. Reed Lebster, who was really outstanding in the Indy series. In fact, Lebster has 3 points in the last 3 games he has appeared in. He will be missing his 3rd straight game due to an injury. And the Grizzlies tonight are going to be without Adam Berg. He got hurt somewhere in the middle of last night's game. And Kyle Powell is also serving game 3 of a 6-game suspension. And Blake Wells has been out since opening night with an upper body injury. So Utah is a little bit shorthanded as they are going with 17 skaters, and that's because of all the injuries they have had. Kansas City's had some injuries in their own right, as it appears that Damian Giroux is unable to go tonight. Kansas City's captain is David Cotton, and he's only played in 9 games this year, and he has 6 points. So Cotton's out of the lineup for Kansas City once again. Jay Powell and Cam Morrison are also out of the Kansas City lineup. And for the 2nd straight night, the Utah Puck Report's Jay Stevens is the backup goaltender, as Jack LaFontaine, who got the victory on Wednesday in net for Kansas City, he got called up to the AHL's Coachella Valley Firebirds, and he is up there right now. So Victor Ostman will get the start once again for Kansas City. For the Grizzlies, it's going to be Adam Scheel, who's making his 16th appearance of the season. We'll come back and talk about the Mavericks and all the success they've had this season, and we'll also go over the lineups for both teams. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more.
Maverik's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. Shop over 50 new Kia Sorentos with savings up to $4,500 off at Jerry Seiner Kia, South Jordan.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies Hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting. The Grizz are facing a tough opponent in the Western Conference champion Kansas City Mavericks. They're rolling to Maverik Center for the 3rd of 10 regular season meetings, 5 in Utah and 5 over at Cable Dahmer Arena. The Mavericks are 13-6-1-1 on the season. They have been outstanding on the road as they are 11-3-1 away from home, and they are outscoring opponents 57-34 on the road. Cade Borchard had 3 goals in last night's game. He is currently tied for the league lead with 15 goals on the season. Borchard does lead the league in plus-minus, which is really rare for a forward, as he has a +20. Max Androv is second in the league in plus-minus at +18, and he has 19 points, 5 goals and 14 assists in 16 games. David Noel has been an outstanding defenseman for Kansas City, as he is second among league defensemen with 67 shots on goal, and he is tied with Utah's Gianni Fairbrother for second in the league in goals among defensemen with 6. For the Grizzlies, they've done okay in close games as they are 2-1-2 in 1-goal games. Grizzlies need to find a way to get the first goal tonight. They are 3-2-2 when scoring first, but the problem is it's game 20 of the regular season, meaning the Grizzlies have only scored first in 7 of 19 games. The second period has been Utah's money frame. That's where they scored their lone goal in last night's game. 23 of Utah's 50 goals this season have come in the second periods. And it's going to be important for the Grizzlies to win the shot count. Wednesday was a 1-goal game, Utah losing 3-2. The Grizzlies did outshoot the Mavericks 30-28. And when the Grizzlies have outshot opponents this season, they've got a record of 4-2-1. But once again, only 7 out of the first 19 games this season have the Grizzlies outshot their opponents. When we come back, we will go over the starting lineups for both teams. It's the Grizzlies and the Kansas City Mavericks meeting here on Healthcare Appreciation Weekend, presented by U of U Health. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
Welcome back to the Grizzlies Hockey Network. I'm Tyson Whiting. Face-off is in about 10 minutes from now, as the time of day is exactly 7 o'clock up and down the Wasatch Front. And face-off will be at about 7:10. Starting in net for Kansas City is Victor Osman. This will be his 15th appearance this year. He's got a record of 9-4-1. He has 2 shutouts, a 2.29 goals against average, and .913 save percentage. Osman is 6'4" and 208 pounds. He's a native of Sweden. He spent the last 4 years as a goaltender at the University of Maine. It's his first season as a pro. He is 6'4", 208 pounds, and he's got a bright future, only 24 years old. Jay Stevens of the Utah Puck Report, 51 years old, native of the Salt Lake Valley. He is the backup goaltender. Starting defensive pairing is Charlie Wright. He's a +10 for Kansas City. He's 6'1" and 181 pounds. He'll be paired up with Jake McLaughlin, who had 1 assist in last night's game. McLaughlin is 6'2" and 190 pounds. The other defensemen for Kansas City includes David Noel and Marcus Crawford. Nate Konepke is a big 6'3", 205-pound defenseman, and he is paired up with Justin McPherson, who scored a goal in last night's game. McPherson is a +5. So that's the 6th defenseman for Kansas City tonight, with McLaughlin and Wright starting. Starting forwards for Kansas City, and it is that elite line of Casey Carew, lined up with Jake McLaughlin and Max Androv. Androv is the starting center for Kansas City, and all 3 of them were outstanding in last night's game. Borchard leads the league in plus-minus with a +20, and Max Androv is second at +18. Kansas City is 11-3-1 on the road. They are 2-3-0-1 at home. Among the 11 forwards for Kansas City, Diamond Hands will be in the lineup wearing number 14. Jackson Berezowski, Landon McCallum, Pascal Laberge. They'll be in the lineup. Bradley Schoombart will be lined up with Nolan Sullivan and Luke Lohheit. And Josh Thrower will be on the 4th line for Kansas City, paired up with Daniel Amesbury, otherwise known as Diamond Hands. Thrower has 5 fighting majors on the season. Kansas City is led by 5th-year head coach Tad O'Had. The assistant coach is Riley Weslowski. Now for the homestanding Utah Grizzlies, who are led by 4th-year head coach Ryan Kanasowicz. The assistant is Christian Horn. Grizzlies come in with a record of 5-12-2. They are 2-6-1 here in the friendly confines at Maverik Center. Adam Scheel will get the start in net. He's been a workhorse for the Grizzlies. He leads the league in minutes played and saves. Scheel is 6'3" and 192 pounds. He's got a record of 5-9-1 this season with an .895 save percentage and 3.62 goals against average. The starting defensive pairing for the Grizzlies is the captain, Gianni Fairbrother, who has 6 goals and 4 assists in 19 games. He'll be paired up with Sam Lofquist, who's in his 2nd appearance in a Grizzlies uniform. He just signed yesterday. He played at the University of Minnesota from 2008 through 2010. Lofquist will be wearing number 43. The other defensive pairings are Cade Jensen. He'll be lined up next to Andrew Nilsson, and Kabori Dunn will be lined up next to Dylan Savenkov. The defensive scratches are Brian Yoon, Derek Dashke, and James Shear, as well as Kyle Powell, who's serving the 3rd of a 6-game suspension. Starting forwards for the Grizzlies include Briley Wood, who scored a goal in the 2nd period last night. Wood's father is in attendance this evening. In 19 games, Briley Wood has 4 goals and 8 assists. He is 6'3" and 188 pounds. Cole Gallant will be the starting center. He has 12 assists in 19 games. The 12 helpers lead all Grizzlies forwards. And Cole Fonstad will be in there. He signed with the AHL's Colorado Eagles earlier this week and was reassigned to the Grizzlies. Fonstad is 5'10" and 167 pounds. He has 1 assist in 2 games. The other forward combinations include Cameron Buell. He'll be lined up with Luke Manning and Mick Messner from left to right. 3rd forward line will have Aaron Aragon, who was very physical in last night's game. He got a fighting major. He'll be lined up with Cade Nilsson and Craig Armstrong. And the 4th line forwards will be Tyson Upper, who did not appear in last night's game. Upper is in there, and he'll be lined up with Dylan Fitz, who's got 2 goals and 4 assists this season. Forward scratches include Blake Wells, who's been out since opening night with an upper body injury. Adam Berg is a scratch tonight. He got hurt at some point in last night's game in the second half of the contest. And also out is Reed Webster for the 3rd straight game. He got hurt early last Saturday in the final game of the Indy Series, and that's certainly a shame, as Webster has been outstanding so far for the Grizzlies this year, and in particular last week, he was a standout in all 3 games against Indy. Looks like there's a tribute to Rapid City head coach Scott Burt. It was announced yesterday that he is going to be out for some time as he is battling a health issue. Scott Burt is a former Grizzly. He was a teammate with Ryan Knaswich in the 2007-08 season, as both guys had 60 points. Before that, he spent 6 seasons with the Idaho Steelheads, where he's got his jersey retired over at Idaho Central Arena. Hopefully everything will go well with Scott Burt and his family. He's one of the good guys in the game. Grizzlies are in a white jersey with black numbers and professional green trim. For the 3rd straight game, Kansas City is in an orange jersey with white numbers, black trim, black on the shoulders, and a little bit of black under the elbows. Should be a fun one here tonight. Grizzlies and the Mavericks. For the Grizz, it's important to get off to a fast start and play with the lead, as over the last 9 games, Grizzlies have been playing catch-up quite a bit. It's also going to be important for the Grizzlies to win the shot count. They have been outshot by 7 or more in 8 of their last 9 games. We'll come back and have face-off here at Maverik Center, as it's Healthcare Appreciation Weekend presented by U of U Health. This is the Utah Grizzlies.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. We've got over 350 new Kias to choose from. Savings. Shop over 30 new Kia Seltos models and save up to $2,000 off when you buy. Jerry Seiner has been the area's most trusted automotive source for over 40 years. Little wonder then how we've made thousands of friends to last a lifetime. Jerry Seiner Kia, Salt Lake.
Smith's always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower than low prices. And when you download the Smith's app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Smith's, fresh.
With the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
And now our national anthem performed by Churchill Junior High here at Maverik Center. Cam Levy adjusting the microphone. Churchill Junior High.
is Jerry Seiner, the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. We've got over 350 new Kias to choose from. Savings. Shop over 30 new Kia Seltos models and save up to $2,000 off when you buy. Jerry Seiner has been the area's most trusted automotive source for over 40 years. Little wonder then how we've made thousands of friends to last a lifetime. Jerry Seiner Kia, South Jordan.
It's a great day for hockey as two big standings points are on the line as the Grizzlies take on the Kansas City Mavericks in the last of a 3-game series. Mavericks got a 3-2 victory on Wednesday night. Aaron Aragon and Cade Nielsen each had 1 goal and 1 assist for Utah, and even though the Grizz outshot the Mavericks 30-28, Mavericks got goals from Nolan Sullivan, Cade Borchard, and Damian Giroux as the Mavericks won 3-2. Last night, it was a 6-1 Kansas City victory. Briley Wood scored Utah's lone goal, but Cade Borchard had 3 goals and 1 assist to lead the Mavericks attack. The Mavericks' top forward line will be the starters this evening. Cade Borchard with Casey Carew and Max Andriov. Andriov has 14 assists in the season as he leads the Mavericks with 19 points in 16 games. Starting forwards are Carew, Borchard, and Andriov, a defensive pairing of Jake McLaughlin and Charlie Wright. Lofquist will be paired up defensively with Johnny Fairbrother. Forwards are Fonstad, Gallant, and Briley Wood. Referees tonight are Trevor Wolford and Sydney Harris. Harris is officiating her second ECHL game. She made history yesterday as it was her first ECHL game. She became the first female referee in league history. Grizzlies won the draw. They skate from right to left as Fairbrother along the near side pulls it across to Lofquist, who brushes out to center ice for Gallant, who dumps it in. As Sydney Harris looking at center ice, the Mavericks rolled along the near boards. Harris did officiate some AHL games earlier this season. Kansas City iced the puck as Lofquist skates after it. The whistle blows 20 seconds into the game. So the draw comes back towards Kansas City goaltender Victor Osman. He's got a record of 9-4-1 on the season. Everybody make your pick to click. Who's going to be the star of the game for the Grizzlies? I'm going to go with Briley Wood. Who has 4 goals and 8 assists in 19 games. Wood is out there. He's on the left wing. Gallant's taking the draw. Faceoffs in the right circle, which is the far side as we see it, as Utah skates from right to left as we see it from high top section 114. Your mind's eye see it on YouTube. Wood gets it after Utah won the draw. Right side, a fire shot that goes wide. Fairbrother drops it back, looking for Lofquist. Puck bounced towards Wood, who pushes to Lofquist. He's on the right side. He'll take a righty shot. Kick saved by Osman. Rebound goes to Wright. And Charlie Wright in the right place, the right time. He'll get it towards Borchard, out towards Andriov. As he battles with Fairbrother, puck kicks towards Lofquist, who skates across center ice down the middle. Steps over the attack line, right side. Tried to drop it for Gallant, but Gallant kind of stuck just outside the far circle. Kansas City with it. As Wright directs it to center ice for Borchard, who tried to leave it back for Sullivan. Taking it's Luke Manning. He'll drive it in. Puck ends up in the near corners. I think it bounced off of Sydney Harris, the referee, 1 of 2 tonight. Puck back to center ice. It's taken by Andrew Nilsson, the big guy, 6'4", 218. He spins around to the Utah line. Tried to move it out towards center ice and got picked off by Sullivan. Nilsson gets it back. He'll brush it towards his left for Jensen, who tattoos the near boards for Cameron Buell. Across to Messner. He'll fire it in as the puck ricochets off the end boards. Manning and Messner leave the ice. Grizzlies keeping their shifts pretty short here, a minute and a half in. Mavericks cross center ice. Schoombert will dump it into the near corner. Armstrong gets our 2 strides in front of him. Grizzlies will brush it ahead looking for Cade Nilsson. He couldn't reach it. Puck goes back to Andrew Nilsson. He'll drive one out to the Kansas City line. Pass goes tape to Aragon. He'll skate towards the far corner. Aragon dances around. He's being held up along the boards by Kansas City's Marcus Crawford. Puck goes towards the middle. Kabori done with a righty shot that goes wide. He missed the net near side. Armstrong drops it for Jensen. Make that Nilsson. Taken away by Crawford as the Mavericks will backhand it off of Savankov. Mavericks to the far corner. Dance around. LeBerge gets tripped up. No call. And on 2 knees, he'll move the puck across to the right point. Taken by McPherson. He'll move it to the near goal line. As Kansas City will take a righty shot. Saved by Shield. That shot was taken by Landon McCallum. He's got 4 goals and 5 assists on the season. So Shield makes a stop. Both teams have 1 shot here so far. As we're just getting underway, 17:43 left in the first, so grab some chips and dip in a beverage of your choice and enjoy part of Saturday with us. Looked like McCallum on that shot, that tough angle from the near goal line, trying to go 5-hole on Shield. But the Utah goaltender closed it up quickly. Tyson Epper's on the ice. He's out there with Fonstad and Dylan Fitz. Draw one by Kansas City. They're on the right side in the attack zone as McCallum gets spun around by a Grizzly, and that was Tyson Upper, who didn't play last night. Upper gets the puck. He'll move it to center ice for Lofquist. Back off the near boards for Upper. He's in the left wing, trying to get it back towards Lofquist on the give and go. It was gathered by Pascal LeBerge, and he'll ice the puck. Grizzlies skate over as the whistle blows. 17:21 is left in the first. You know, I mentioned earlier in the series for Pascal LeBerge, it's kind of tough for him. He wears number 29 for Kansas City. He was with the Mavericks 2 years ago and was one of their best forwards. He had 53 points in 53 games. He played overseas last year and missed the fun as Kansas City won the Western Conference. He's back for his second stint as a Maverick, and in 21 games, he has 2 goals and 5 assists. Draws in the near circle. Gallant takes it and wins it for Utah. Fonstad pushes it back up top to Fairbrother across the Lofquist. He'll move it to Wood. He's in the right corner. Far side is Wood, strong with the puck as he gets pushed by Konecki. Now taking the puck is Fonstad. He'll dance around, get it up top to Lofquist. He'll fire towards the net. Osman makes a body save, and he absorbs it. 17:03 left in the first as the Grizzlies will have another offensive zone draw. Utah's doing a pretty good job controlling the puck. In particular, the defensive pairing of Lofquist and Fairbrother have had a couple good shifts early on. Jensen's out there with Nielsen. Grizzlies will keep the same forward line out there with Gallant, Wood, and Fonstad. Crowd still filing in on a Saturday night as Kansas City wins the draw. Borchard, the speedy one, gets out to center ice. Borchard over the attack line. He'll push it towards middle for Crew. Back to Borchard. Shot is blocked by Andrew Nielsen's stick. Now behind the net, Casey Crew gets muscled out of the way by Nielsen. Nielsen on one knee. He'll brush it towards the far corner. Puck taken by Gallant. Oh, it was a hand pass, as described by Sidney Harris. So the draw's going to be back at center ice. We mentioned the 2 referees, Trevor Wolford and Sidney Harris. The linesmen are Tyler Keston and Craig Peterson. It's not only Nielsen's going to get a penalty, as she made the call. Christian Horn, I guess Nielsen put his hand on the puck and brushed it towards Gallant. 2 minutes for delay of game. That's exactly what it was. At least that's what they say he did, as he just kind of put his hand over the puck and moved it out towards the far corner. Kansas City on the power play. They were 0 for 1 in last night's game. Mavericks out to the far side. Mavericks with a sharp angled shot that goes high and out of play. That shot was taken by Borchard, who's got 15 goals this season. So Andrew Nielsen gets 2 minutes for delay of game. 3:16 into the contest. Mavericks power play this year is at an even 16%. Grizzlies penalty kill is 55.3%. Gallant will take the draw for Utah. He's played a lot of minutes here in the first 3.5 so far, as a Maverick literally sitting on the puck. Now 2 Mavericks are sitting on the puck as Carew goes down as well as Andriov. Mavericks on the near boards. Messner trips them up, and Fairbrother clears it all the way towards Ostman. Gallant and Messner will leave as Aaron Aragon's on the ice with Fairbrother, Jensen, and Cade Nielsen. Mavericks over the attack line as they throw it towards the near boards. Crawford runs it down. He'll spin it to the far side for Crew, who guided it towards Shield, but taking it's Fairbrother, who sauces it all the way out towards Ostman behind his net. 4 minutes in, still no score. Both teams have 2 shots. Mavericks on the power play for the next minute and 11 seconds. Charlie Wright along the far side will push it out to center ice. Mavericks will back it out to their line. Racing down the middle's LeBerge. He'll fire it towards the near boards. Loose puck. Savankov gets there before LeBerge, and Dunn will fire it all the way deep into the Maverick zone off the far corner. Osman plays it behind his net as Kansas City in a bright orange jersey for the 3rd straight night gets it to Charlie Wright. He's at neutral ice, so dropping off as Mavericks snap it out towards the right side for Berezowski. He'll enter the attack zone, but Kabori Dunn made Berezowski shuffle to his left, and that caused an offside. Well, if you're a defenseman, that's really a strong play to make every time when you get to that your defensive blue line. If you just force them to go left or right on kind of a timing play, you can force 3 or 4 offsides a game just on that sort of movement, just kind of occupying and holding your ground. Crowd having a good time. 43 seconds left in Kansas City's first power play of the game as we're 4.5 minutes in. Still no score. Draw one by Utah. Cameron Buell will throw it all the way towards Osman. Grizzlies doing a good job on this penalty kill, being aggressive and assertive and playing with confidence. Charlie Wright down the middle. He'll drop it. Manning challenges him as Manning pushes the puck towards the far side. Loose puck, and Wright lost his stick. Actually, a stick broke as a new defenseman will replace Charlie Wright. Kansas City skates towards the right side. They're in the attack zone. Jensen over there. Fairbrother knocks out LeBerge as McCallum fumbled the puck over in the near corner. Mavericks get it back up top. LeBerge, right side. We'll get it towards Schoonbart. He skates around Utah's net towards the far side. Now he stops, gets pushed in the back. Late in the power play, Kansas City will throw it up top. Crawford. He'll get it towards the near goal line for Schoonbart. Back across the left side. Shot to score. And the Mavericks, I think it's a 5-on-5 goal scored by Jackson Berezowski. He gets his 8th of the year as the Mavericks just kind of moved the puck from side to side. It was on the right side. Kansas City slid it across to Berezowski, and he gets the goal. Looked like Schoonbart might have the main assist on the Berezowski goal. I think Nielsen had exited the penalty box by the time the goal got scored, as the time of goal was 5:19 into the first period, as Berezowski gets the goal with the assist going to Schoonbart and Marcus Crawford. Crawford is 8th assist, Schoonbart with his 11th, and it was a 5-on-5 goal as Nelson came out of the box 5:16 into the contest, and 3 seconds later, the Mavericks scored to take a 1-0 lead. Off the draw, both teams continue to battle for it. Puck goes to Lofquist. He'll move it to Dunn at the Utah line. Back to Lofquist. Now back to Dunn. He's on the far side. He'll slide it across to Upper, who gains center ice. Upper left wing, steps over the attack line with momentum. He'll feed it to the right side. Buell trying to get up top to Lofquist. Puck skipped over his stick and went out to center ice. Grizzlies reset. Lofquist across to Armstrong. He dangles, gets around Josh Thrower, but the Grizzlies are offside. 14 minutes and 6 seconds are left in the first. Kansas City leads the shot count 3-2, and they also lead the game 1-0 as Berezowski scored a 5-on-5 goal with Schoonbart and Crawford getting the assists. Berezowski played well against the Grizzlies last year when he was a member of the Newfoundland Growlers, and he's just been a standout for Kansas City once again. Berezowski, when he was in his first year with the Everett Silvertips, he was a teammate with Grizzlies forward Cole Fonstad. Fonstad was the captain of that team, and that year, which was Berezowski's first in Everett, he was an alternate captain. As Kansas City had neutralized with the puck near their bench, Gallant delivers a trip, no call by either referee. As we play on, as Gallant has not had a penalty minute here this season, Borchard moves out to center ice for Andrew. He steps over the line. He'll shuffle it to his right for Borchard. He'll take a shot, saved by Shield. Rebound goes towards the near boards. Kansas City up top to right, over to Andriov as he gets pushed in the side by Andrew Nilsson. Taking it is Borchard, the second-year pro, gets it back towards Andriov, but lets it go around the boards. Mavericks dance around. Now they'll throw it back behind Utah's net to Carew. Skates towards the near side, gets up top to right. He'll take a shot, and he scores! Charlie Wright fired a wing and a prayer towards the net, and it just kind of saucered its way airborne over Shield's left glove. As there was some traffic out in front, Wright took the shot. Shield slid towards his left, and the puck went past him. So Charlie Wright, if it's his goal, he gets his 3rd of the year. And it is Wright's goal. The assists go to Casey Carew and Jake McLaughlin. McLaughlin now has an assist in back-to-back games. And with 13-18 left in the first, it's Kansas City 2, Utah nothing. Yeah, if you're the Grizzlies, well, you see a lot of, in fact, everybody staff-wise, arms folded. And you hope they don't have that attitude or that thought of here we go again. Utah's lost 9 in a row, and Kansas City's come out strong here in the first 7 minutes. Grizzlies have it at their line as Kabori Dunn will push to his left. It bounced off of Buell's skate. And now Kansas City gets it back at their line as a pass towards Buell goes wide of the mark. David Noel, 6 goals this season over to McCallum. He gets it poked away by Manning as the Mavericks reset. Kansas City's David Noel will race out to neutralize. He tried to get towards LeBerge in the right wing. Pass goes wide of the mark, but there's no icing as Kansas City, with their speeds, able to get over there, and that's McCallum, one of their fastest forwards. Manning will toss it off the glass near side over Armstrong's head. Mavericks gather it. They do a good job with puck possession, it seems like, every game. They always seem to outshoot their opponents by 7 or 8 per contest. That's what they average. getting to center ice and backhanding it in off the far wall is David Noel. Grizzlies get it with Lofquist. He'll get it to Aragon back towards Lofquist, but he was skating up ice. Lofquist runs it down over in the near corner, gets double teamed. Joining the play is Fairbrother. Lofquist gets it towards Aragon as he collides with McPherson. As Diamond Hands collides with Fairbrother, I believe it's his first shift of the game, Daniel Amesbury, the notorious one. A couple years ago in the Federal League, had 298 penalty minutes in 29 games. He had 8 last night. Mavericks 8 minutes in. Will skate to neutralize. Right wing pass connects to Lohite. He'll skate in. 2-on-4. Right side. He'll take a righty shot that goes wide. He missed the net stick side. Androv gathers it at center ice. He'll slide it towards right, but it ricochets off the near boards. Messner runs it down. He'll skate around Kansas City's net. Utah in the attack zone. Messner, high slot, lefty shot goes wide. Rebound off the end boards goes to Borchert. He'll toss a long-range pass, 2-on-1. Career to the left side. He'll dangle, skate in. He tried to get it to Androv. Pass goes wide of the mark as it was behind him. Good defensive play by Jensen getting in the way. Now centering pass bounced off of Jensen as Borchert was looking for Carew. Arm is raised by Sidney Harris, the linesman. It's going to be a penalty on the Grizzlies. High sticking's the call. And the Grizzlies go to the box. Dylan Fitz gets 2 minutes for high sticking. 11:08 left in the first period. It's Kansas City 2, Utah nothing. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. We've got over 350 new Kias to choose from. Savings. Shop over 30 new Kia Seltos models and save up to $2,000 off when you buy. Jerry Seiner has been the area's most trusted automotive source for over 40 years. Little wonder then how we've made thousands of friends to last a lifetime. Jerry Seiner Kia, Salt Lake.
Kansas City leads Utah 2-0. Dylan Fitz is in the box. He got a high sticking minor, 8:52 in. That's a critical penalty kill for the Grizzlies. They're already down 2-0, and boy, you could just see what the long face is already on the Grizzlies bench. Nobody's having a good time, and it almost looks like you hope that attitude of here we go again doesn't settle in as Crew got hit with the high stick as Fitz was just going for the puck in a battle in the far corner. That's what the penalty was. They show the replay on Flow Sports. Fitz is in the box. Gallant will take the draw. And for the Grizzlies, you can't, as Jerry Sloan would say, you can't feel sorry for yourself. You just got to keep playing. Utah wins the draw. Gallant hustles out to center ice, and he'll dump it in as the Mavericks skate from left to right. Crawford will backhand it across to Cade Borchert. He gets it neutralized. Borchert along the near boards, dances around. He'll push it back towards Crawford. Mavericks methodical with their approach here as he gets to neutralize. He'll push it back to Borchert, who slides to his left. Androv back to Borchert down the middle. Borchert gets it jabbed away by Dunn. Androv gets the puck along the far boards. Androv over to Borchert. He's in the far corner. He'll tap it up top. Left side. Carew back to Borchert. He's in the near goal in over to Androv. He'll take a shot and he scores. Borchert to Androv to the back of the net. Mavericks 3, Grizzlies nothing. Well, that's going to be another point for Borchert. He was just hanging out the far goal line. Between Borchert and Androv, either guy could have taken the shot. There was no Grizzlies nearby. Androv with the goal, Borchert and Carew with the assists. We talked about that top forward line once again. Mavericks have put 3 on the scoreboard, and the chairs aren't yet warm. Kansas City crosses center ice. Konepke, he'll dump it in. Fairbrother chases after it as he'll push it back towards Buell, who skates around Utah's net off the near boards. Lofquist couldn't reach it. McPherson, the high slot. He'll skate towards the left side. He'll fire it off the end boards. Fairbrother battles with Berezowski, who's already got a goal. As Buell over to the far side, over to Manning. He'll toss it back to Lofquist, who races down the middle. Lofquist Has decent speed for a guy 6'2". Will skate over the line. Messner will take a shot. Saved by Osman. Shield comes off as a delayed penalty. It's going to be on Kansas City as McCallum touches up the puck. So the Grizzlies are going to get a power play here. 9:51 left in the first. Going the box for Kansas City is Landon McCallum. Not to be confused with Idaho's Linda McCollum. McCallum goes to the box. Sydney Harris was the one that spotted the penalty. 2 minutes for hooking. Harris officiated her first ECHL game. She had previously done some AHL games this year, also worked in the PWHL, but it was a milestone last night as she became the first female referee in league history. Roger Orr and the off-ice officials been busy just tossing me notes one after another. 2 minutes for hooking. McCallum in the box. Grizzlies on the power play. Nielsen over towards Wood. Kansas City leads 3-0. As now Messner gets it from Wood. Up top to Andrew Nielsen. Across to Fonstad. He's a good playmaker. He tried to get it back towards Nielsen. It bounced off of Maverik. Back to Fonstad. Now he taps it off the Maverik skate. Over to the slot. Fonstad skates towards his left. Now he stops, button hooks, and gets to Messner. He's in the left point. Up top to Nielsen. Across to Fonstad. He gathers the puck. Throws it to Gallant. Back to Nielsen. Nielsen the right side. Over to Fonstad. Back to Gallant. Over to Nielsen. As Nielsen, he's in the right point. Takes a shot. Directs it to Fonstad. He's in the right slot. He'll take a shot. He scores! Cole Fonstad gets his first as a Grizzly. And Utah gets a power play goal as it's now a 3-1 game. Second straight night, the Grizzlies have a power play goal. And it's going to be Cole Fonstad. You can go to the Dash Auction app and bid on that puck that he just scored on. As the assist probably should go to Gallant and Nielsen. While Fonstad went stick side right over Osman's right shoulder. Fonstad's been a good addition for the Grizzlies. He's a pure playmaker. He had 15 goals and 15 assists in the American Hockey League 2 years ago. Although, according to the sheet I got, Briley Wood redirected the Fonstad shot with the assist going to Andrew Nielsen. 9:06 in. Mavericks dump it in onto Schill, who covers up. So did Wood get a piece of that one? As Fonstad took the shot, it went stick side. It looked like kind of a smooth ride, airborne from Fonstad's stick to the back of the net. If Wood got a piece of that, that was a crafty one. That would be Wood's 5th of the year. They give the goal to Briley Wood. As Wood must have gotten a piece of it with a shot going from Fonstad. So instead of a goal, it's Cole Fonstad with an assist. It's a second straight game with a power play assist. And for Wood, it's a second straight game with a power play goal. Nielsen with his second assist of this series. It's now a 3-1 game as Buell gets to the Kansas City line and dumps it in. As we'll probably have to look at an ultra slow motion replay to figure out where Wood got a piece of it. As a big time hit in the right point that was delivered by Amesbury. As Amesbury comes off, one of 11 forwards for Kansas City tonight as he blasted Buell. Right side, Mavericks skip it across. Left side all alone, but it glanced off a stick and rolls onto Shield. As, it looked like Kansas City had it with Borchard. He couldn't handle the pass, and the puck just kind of slid towards Borchard, who covers up. 8:35 left in the first. It's 3-1 Mavericks. As they show the goal once again. And, for the second straight night, it got redirected by Briley Wood. As he was about 2 feet in front of Osman over towards his left shoulder, and he redirected it. As Briley Wood gets the goal with Fonstad getting the assist. Looking at it live, it certainly looked like Fonstad's goal came in cleanly, but Briley Wood, once again, gets the goal utilizing great hands and a 6'3" frame out in front of the net. Off the draw, left side, righty shot, saved by Shield. As Kansas City with a good look right off the draw, and that was Cade Borchard. As Fairbrother gets to center ice, he'll throw it in. Osman around the net towards the far side, hits a stanchion. Hot pass connects to Crew. He'll saucer it over Borchard's stick. He'll run it down. He closed the gap on Fairbrother quickly, but Fairbrother will push it back into the Maverick zone. And icing is called on Utah with 8:11 left in the first. So draw comes back towards Adam Shield. Mavericks have outshot the Grizzlies 9-4 so far. As we've had quite a bit of action here early on. Crowd starting to settle in. Androv will take the draw against Cade Nielsen. Nielsen, whose father is a head coach in the EIHL. His father was a pretty good player in both the EIHL as well as across the minor leagues here in North America. Draw one by the Mavericks. McPherson, high slot, lefty shot goes wide. As Mavericks, Casey Crew tried to curl it out in front. It hits the side of the net. As Mavericks in the attack zone, Fairbrother delivers a push. Mavericks get the puck in the left point. Skating from one point to the other is Andreov. Nielsen almost lost his balance. Now Andreov on the right side. Skates back towards the point. Lays it for Borchard, who danced around to the right point. Now he'll shuffle towards the high slot. Take a righty shot. That's blocked by Fairbrother. Rebound shot. Kick save by Shield. As Borchard over in the near corner gets pushed by Fairbrother. Lofquist in the area. And now Lofquist takes it away from Carew. Lofquist will tap it off. A stanchion. Kansas City skates in. Shot and a score on a tough break. Cade Borchard gets his league-leading 16th of the year. And that's about as bad a luck as you can get. Lofquist was over at the near goal line, tried to tap it off the glass. It hit a stanchion, bounced to the near goal line. It was gathered by Borchard, and he just curled it near side past Shield's left ankle. It hit the stanchion, then hit the side of the net, came towards Borchard. That is about as bad a luck as you can possibly get. Borchard scores unassisted. Well, the assist for the second time this series should go to that stanchion, as Kansas City had a goal that kind of started on Wednesday in the first period off a stanchion as well. What do you do? Borchard with the goal 12:30 in, as that's about as unlucky as you can get. You know, it's sometimes you just don't get a lucky bounce, and this is kind of a tough time for the Grizzlies to not get those lucky bounces. It's 4-1 Mavericks. Kansas City deep in their own end has the puck. As skating towards center ice is Schoombert. Right wing, he'll dump it in. Low height, trying to get around Dunn. Sidney Harris, one of the referees, trying to get out of the way. Towards the far side, Savankov gets a good back check from a Maverick, and that was, I believe, Schoombert. Puck out to center ice. Mavericks will toss it back in. Good defensive play by Savankov. He'll move it to Wood. Wood's in the attack zone. Drops it for Savankov. He gets pushed in the back by McCallum. Both guys' backsides collided. Kansas City lofts it towards the Grizzlies zone. Offside is Berezowski, as the puck kind of lifted airborne from one blue line to the other. Berezowski entered the zone before the puck did. 6:34 is left in the first period. 4-1 Mavericks. Cade Borchard, we mentioned, his 16th goal of the season, which came unassisted. He breaks a tie for the league lead. I think it was Anthony Rapace of, I believe, Worcester, who also has 15 goals in the season coming into play today. Although I'm not sure Rapace obviously could have scored for Worcester. We'll check on that during the intermission. Well, for the Grizzlies, you're just going to have to keep playing. 4-1 Mavericks, and that fourth goal that Kansas City scored was just on an incredibly unlucky bounce off a stanchion. Mavericks have the puck. Crawford between his legs. Gallant gets it. Utah's in the attack zone up top to Jensen. It goes past him. Mavericks have good team speed as LeBerge over towards Berezowski, trying to get it back towards LeBerge. Centering pass picked off by Utah's Cole Fonstad. Now Berezowski over to the far side. He'll get it up top. Noel across to Crawford. He's in the right point. He'll slide it towards McCallum. He'll take a shot save. Rebound shot kick save by Shield. That last shot from the low slot taken by LeBerge. Backhand shot. Shield was able to tap it with his left pad and hold on. 6:02 is left in the first. Mavericks with 4 goals on 11 shots. But the Grizzlies have had some unlucky bounces here early on as well. Still a lot of game to be played. But Mavericks, they not only have a ton of team speed, but they also play hard. Seems like they've played harder than just about any opponent the Grizzlies have played so far this year. Tando Had's done a great job with his team. Drawing the Grizzly zone, goes back towards the end boards. Lofquist will get it to Manning, or from Messner to Manning. Over to the left side, Fairbrother will take a lefty shot. Glove saved by Osman. As Fairbrother was skating along the left wing boards. Hard on kind of a tough angle. Osman made a glove save. 5:51 left in the first period. It's Kansas City 4, Utah 1. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Smith's always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower than low prices. And when you download the Smith's app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Smith's, fresh for everyone.
Here at Maverik Center, there's 5:51 left in the first period, and Kansas City leads Utah 4-1. Well, it's been a very odd start to this game. It's going to be an offensive zone draw for the Grizz as Gianni Fairbrother took a shot from the left wing along the near boards. That was saved by Osman before the timeout. Kansas City's 1 for 2 on the power play. Utah is 1 for 1, but remember the Mavericks scored their first goal of the game 3 seconds after a Utah penalty kill ended. As puck over in the near corner, Utah wins the draw. Buell up top for Fairbrother across the Lofquist. He's in the right side wearing number 43. He'll slide it along the board towards the near side. Buell up top for Fairbrother. He'll fire it into the right corner as Konepke, one-on-one battle with Messner. Konepke's got a size advantage. He'll put Messner along the boards and kind of drag him towards the ice. Messner holds his ground. Konepke continues to push Messner, and the puck goes back towards the near corner as now McPherson throws Manning along the wall. Manning on one knee. Buell with the puck, dances around as Androv shadows him. Puck goes towards Borchard. He battles now to the left point. Fairbrother, lefty shot kick saved by Osman. As Buell behind the net, gets tapped away by McPherson. Puck goes to the far corner for Konepke. He'll slide it across. It glanced off a Carew stick onto Lofquist. Hot pass connects to Fairbrother. He gets the center ice, and he'll tap it in. Puck wobbles to the far circle where it's gathered by Wright. Charlie Wright takes a spill. He got knocked down. Armstrong in the area. Wright must have lost his own balance. Left side, Aragon skates towards the net. He'll take a shot that misses wide. Kansas City comes up with it. And Savinkov couldn't shovel it ahead from the right point. Wright over the line. Dunn pushes him and divorces Wright from the puck. As Savinkov gets out of the way as McCallum tried to light him up. Savinkov gains center ice, left wing. He'll dump it in. Josh Thrower spun him around after Savinkov tossed it deep into the Maverick zone. Out to center ice. McCallum battles with Nielsen. Cade Nielsen back to Jensen. Jensen fakes it to Savinkov. He'll spin around in front of Adam Schill about 10 feet. He'll push it across to Armstrong. Armstrong dances at the Utah line near the bench. Now across to Jensen. He's still in the Grizzlies zone as now he dances around, spins, and gets it back to Savinkov. Over on the far side, Grizzlies patient with their approach here as Jensen. 5-on-5, less than 4 minutes left in the first period. Mavericks lead 4-1. Jensen across to Savinkov. Grizzlies forwards are at neutral ice. Outletting out towards Gallant. Glanced off his stick. Mavericks over the attack line right side. Sullivan over to the right side. He gets a good shot side check from Jensen. Over to the left side as Lot is low height. Over to Crawford. Right point. He fires towards the net. It's blocked away by Jensen's stick. Mavericks keep it in. Sullivan around the wall. Action in the Grizzlies zone. Utah skating from right to left here in the period. As 2-on-2 battle over in the corner. Schoomber gets up top to Crawford, but it goes past him out to neutral ice. Wood chases after him, but Crawford across to Noel. Now to low height at center ice. And he'll throw it in. Puck ricochets off the near board. Shield plays it behind his net. Grizzlies have it with Andrew Nelson. He wore number 44, number 44, or number 40 and 44 in 2 previous years with the Grizzlies, wearing number 6, which he wore in the AHL with Stockton. Grizzlies over the line. Tyson Upper around the boards. Fitz fires towards the net. It hits the side of it on a tough angle as he was behind the goal line far side. Fitz gets it back. He'll toss it back behind the net for Upper. Upper, the University of Calgary product, over to Fitz. Up top to Aragon. High slot. Now to Nilsson. He'll fire towards the net. And a save by Osman in the butterfly position. Out to the near side. Dunn gets rammed by a Maverick and Marcus Crawford. Puck skips towards the far circle, gathered by the Mavericks. Crossing center ice is Berezowski. He'll sky it in. Berezowski has one of the goals for Kansas City. Over the far corner, Nielsen has to go past him. LeBerge dances around as the Grizzly got hit with a high stick. No call. As Nielsen wanted to buy a penalty, but there was no purchase. As out to center ice, Grizzlies out to Manning. He's over the line, left side. He'll shuffle towards the far corner with the puck. Now he stops. Almost loses his balance. He gets up top to Fairbrother. Back towards Manning. 2 minutes left in the first period. Kansas City's Casey Carew took it away. He'll angle it to the left for hand. Drop back to the right for Borchard. He'll skate to the right circle, take a shot. Saved by Shield. Bounced off his shoulder, stays in play. Puck ricochets off the near corner. McPherson to Andreov. Back to Borchard behind the net. Crew cuts out in front, but Andreov gets the puck right side. He'll feed it up top to McPherson. Back to Andreov. He's in the high slot. He'll fire a lefty shot and get redirected and a score. I think Borchard might have redirected the Andreov shot. 1:40 is left in the first. And it looks like Borchard's going to get his second of the night and 17th of the season. I'm not sure if it was played with a high stick. It looked like it was up there just enough for it to be borderline. And Ryan Kanasowicz and Christian Horn are looking up at the scoreboard. And boy, you're just hoping that there's some answers at some point. Borchard played it. It was probably close enough that you could think that you'd make an argument that it was played with a high stick. It was probably borderline, but it counts. Borchard's second of the night and 17th of the year was scored 18-20 in. Andreov and McPherson with the assists. You can just tell the Grizzlies are a team that's not playing with much confidence right now. Mavericks out to center ice. They'll dump it into the right corner. Dunn chases after it. As over to the near corner. Puck glanced off his stick. Now back towards Fonstad. As Wright poked it away from him, it goes to Wood. He crosses center ice. Briley Wood will dump it in. But icing's going to be called on Utah as Wood dumped it in from Grizzlies territory. So draw's going to come back towards Adam Scheel. And usually if you get a redirection like that, I mean, usually you don't pin that on a goaltender. That tough bounce with the fourth goal, you don't pin that on Scheel. But it's one of those where, Adam Scheel had an outstanding year as he was a starter in the American League with the Chicago Wolves. Right now just kind of battling it. 1:14 is left in the first period. Mavericks 5, Grizzlies 1. Still a lot of time left. Draw one by the Mavericks. Marcus Crawford, he's on the right side. He'll fire towards the net. Shield snatches it about chest high, and he holds on a backhand catch. 1:08 left in the first. Draws give me the Grizzlies zone. Mavericks are up to 14 shots in the first period. And if you're Ryan Kanasowicz and Christian Horn, obviously they were looking to get off to a fast start. I don't know what you say in the locker room, or even if you say anything at all. I think the scoreboard kind of tells the story. And if you're the Grizzlies, you can't be hanging your heads and saying, here we go again. You just have to keep battling. You just have to keep playing. It's really as simple as that. Draws in the right circle here on Healthcare Appreciation Weekend, presented by U of U Health. Mavericks win the draw. They're affiliated with the Seattle Kraken and the Coachella Valley Firebirds. Aragon will tap it off the near boards. Goes back towards Aragon. He'll push to his right as McCallum has a bobble off his stick. 2-on-2. McCallum over the attack line. A backhand shot goes wide. Glove side on Shield. Running down the loose puck is Craig Armstrong, and he'll fly high into the air. Bounces at the Kansas City line. Noel gets it. Mavericks skate from left to right here in the period. Around the net to Crawford as he'll outlet it to center ice, looking for LeBarish. He didn't get a piece of it as he kind of looked at one of the linesmen. One of the linesmen must have kind of gotten in the way as LeBarish couldn't get the puck as Craig Peterson was along the near boards, near where the puck and where LeBarish was trying to snatch it at neutral ice. Collect the pass. So icing is on the Mavericks. 36.5 seconds left in the first. And knowing that today was a new day for a Grizzlies club, especially with the way the last 9 games have gone, you knew they had to get off to a quick start. And well, it's been all Mavericks. Riley Wood gets pushed along the far wing boards. He goes down. Penalty is going to be on Kansas City. Andrew Nilsson gets the puck. He'll fire it off the end boards as he danced around with it. It's touched up by Kansas City. And Berezowski, 19.9 seconds are left in the first. And penalty is going to be on Kansas City. He's going to the box is David Noel. He gets 2 minutes for cross-checking. 19.9 seconds are left in the first. As Briley Wood was towards the far side, Wood has been a bright spot for the Grizzlies. Noel just kind of knocked him down. And so the Grizzlies are going to get a power play. Time of Noel's penalty is 19:40 into the first period. Draws in the nearest circle. McMessner will take it. He's out there with Wood and Gallant. Up top is Fonstad and Nielsen. over the last two games, today and yesterday. Wood has a power play goal redirecting a shot that was taken from the right side. Yesterday it was Fairbrother. Today Fonstad. Nielsen, left side across to Fonville. 7 seconds left in the period. Back to Nielsen. Over to Wood. One-timer, he scores! Bradley Wood with the second of the night. And he cuts into the Kansas City lead. Boy, Wood's been red hot, and I spoke with his father before the game, and Bradley Wood, well, he's off to a pretty good start here in this Kansas City series. He scored a goal last night in the second period, and he just fired a rocket. That was over the left glove of Osman. As he fired a one-timer, Andrew Nelson's going to get his second assist of the first period. And despite the score being 5-2 Kansas City, Bradley Wood has been a bright spot for the Grizzlies so far. Nielsen and Fonstad pick up the assist on Bradley Wood's second of the night and sixth of the season. 3.8 seconds are left in the first. Grizzlies power play has both of their goals as Nielsen gets after Utah, wins the faceoff, and that will do it for 20 minutes. Amesbury and Andrew Nielsen having some words, as that might linger for the next two periods. Well, Grizzlies are down 5-2, but they go to the locker room with a little bit of momentum. As Bradley Wood scored 2 power play goals, he redirected a Cole Fonstad shot. That goal was 10:48 into the first period. And then Wood on a one-timer from the left circle just fired it left side past Osman. As Wood has both of Utah's goals, he's on hat trick watch. There hasn't been a hat trick by a Grizzlies player yet this season. There was only one last year. Could Bradley Wood get his third of the night? He's got 40 minutes left. We'll see that on the other side. When we come back, we'll recap the first period of play and also go over some scores from around the world of sports. After one frame, it's Kansas City 5, Utah 2. It's the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. We've got over 350 new Kias to choose from. Savings. Shop over 40 new Kia Sportage models and save up to $2,500 off when you buy. Jerry Seiner has been the area's most trusted automotive source for over 40 years. Little wonder then how we've made thousands of friends to last a lifetime. Jerry Seiner Kia, Salt Lake.
All right, Kansas City's up 5-2, but Bradley Wood has 2 power play goals for the Grizzlies. Well, let's see if we can recap the first period. It's going to take a lot of energy as a lot happened in the first 20 minutes in terms of box score type of stuff. But, you know, we'll just have to kind of power through it. This might be the toughest part of the game right here, is describing everything that happened. Andrew Nilsson got a penalty for closing his hand on the puck, 3:16 into the first, as he was behind Utah's net. Looked like he was on one, maybe 2 knees. He just kind of pushed the puck. He just kind of put his glove over the puck and pushed it towards the far corner. He got caught with it. 3:18 into the first. Nilsson got a 2-minute minor, closing his hand on the puck, a delay of game penalty. Kansas City didn't score on the power play, but they scored 3 seconds after the power play ended, as Berezowski got his 8th of the year. Schoomber and Crawford picked up the assists. Less than 2 minutes later, in fact, a minute and a half later, 6:42 in, it was Charlie Wright getting his 3rd of the year, as he just fired a wing and a prayer from the right point, and somehow the puck ended up getting through. Carew and McLaughlin picked up the assists. Kansas City got on a power play as Dylan Fitz got a high sticking minor. 8:52 in, and 40 seconds into the power play is Max Andrioff getting his 6th of the year, with Borchard and Carew getting the assists. Utah got a power play of their own as Landon McCallum got a hooking minor, 10:09 in. And 39 seconds into the power play, 10:48 in. Cole Fonstad took a shot from the right side. Boy, the first time I saw it, I thought Fonstad had scored, but Briley Wood redirected it from out in front of the net. Wood gets credited with the goal, with Fonstad and Andrew Nilsson getting the assist. That made it a 3-1 game. Kind of a lousy break. Sometimes you just have bad breaks, and the Grizzlies seem to have had their fair share. Happened on Kansas City's fourth goal, as Sam Lofquist was behind Utah's net. He was just over along the near goal line, trying to just kind of tap the puck off the glass towards the far side, get the play moving. He had a stanchion. Puck ended up ricocheting off the stanchion to the side of the net. Well, Cade Borchard was Johnny on the spot, and he got the puck and just kind of slid it near side on a wraparound, and it got past Shields' left ankle and past the goal line. Borchard with his first of 2 on the night, as he was scored unassisted 12:30 into the first to make it a 4-1 game. Then late in the first period, 18:20 in, Max Androv took a shot from the high slot. They got redirected by Cade Borchard, and that found the back of the net. Borchard got his second of the game and 17th of the season, which I believe leads the league. He was tied with, I think, Anthony Rapace of Worcester for the league lead. We'll check to see Rapace's stat line later. McPherson also got an assist. That made it a 5-1 Kansas City lead. David Noel got a cross-checking minor 19:40 into the first. That gave Utah power play. Just 16 seconds into the power play, Briley Wood got a one-timer in the left circle, and he fired a blast past Victor Osman. And so Wood gets his second of the night. Both of Utah's goals have been scored on the power play. Utah's 2 for 2 on the man advantage. And really, it was that three-man game, at least the second power play, where it was Nielsen up top with Fonstad on the right side, Wood to the left wing. On the first power play goal, it seemed like Gallant was over on the wing and Wood was out in front of the net. Grizzlies did a good job working the puck around. They got Briley Wood a good look from the left side, and he connected. 19:56 into the first. Nielsen and Fonstad each have 2 assists on the night. So it's 5-2 Kansas City, but there's a lot of hockey left to be played. Utah goaltender Adam Shields saved 9 of 14, but there was a redirection. There was a couple other fluky bounces. It wasn't necessarily all on him. For Victor Osman, the Kansas City goaltender, he has saved 7 of 9. Mavericks are 1 for 2 on the power play, but remember, they did score 3 seconds after their first power play ended. So even though it wasn't a power play goal and isn't going to be one on the stat sheet, Nielsen didn't have enough time to get from the penalty box over towards deep into the Grizzlies zone to have any sort of effect on the play. So it kind of had the same effect that a power play goal would have. And Utah's obviously 2 for 2 tonight. So we'll skate 5-on-5 to start the second period. And boy, it looks like a crazy game. By far the craziest game so far in this series. Kansas City 5, Utah 2 here on Healthcare Appreciation Weekend, presented by U of U Health. We'll come back and go over some scores from around the world of sports, some ECHL and NHL scores, and maybe a couple college football scores along the way. It's Kansas City 5, Utah 2 after 1 period. It's the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
Kansas City 5, Utah 2. Other scores from around the league. Trois-Rivières defeats Idaho 6-3. So I believe Trois-Rivières gets 2 out of 3 games in that series. The Lions' record goes to 11-3-3. The Steelheads fall to 11-9-1. Wheeling shuts out Cincinnati 3-0. It's been a rough go of it of Cincinnati, as they are just 3-12-3 on the year. How about the season that the Wheeling Nailers have had? They are now 14-3-1. Maine over Worcester 4-3. We're remaining to check Rapace. He did score 1 goal for Worcester, which means he now has 16 on the season, and Cade Borchard with the 2 goals in the first period past him. Rapace scored a third period goal for Worcester, which is his 16th of the season. But Cade Borchard did score 2 goals, and Borchard now has the league lead in goals with 17. Anthony Rapace of Worcester is in second with 16 goals. South Carolina defeats Rapid City 3-1. Before the game tonight, it wasn't necessarily a moment of silence, but just kind of a 30-second message on the video board with Scott Burt on there. And Scott Burt had to leave as he is not coaching Rapid City. He's dealing with a health issue, and hopefully everything's going well and will go well with the Rapid City head coach, Scott Bird, who is a former Grizzly. He was a teammate of Ryan Kanasowicz in the 2007-08 season. And despite Rapid City having a tough win-loss record, I think Scott Bird's done an outstanding job with that organization. Florida defeats Jacksonville 4-1. It was Johnson getting the start in net for Florida. He saved 21 of 22. As Florida, the three-time defending champions, well, they're off to a good start this year. They're 15-4-1. In overtime, Iowa defeats Indy 2-1. Iowa's played some good hockey. They are now 12-5-3 on the season. In overtime, Adirondack defeats Reading 3-2. In a low-scoring affair, Atlanta gets a 1-0 victory over Greenville. Bloomington and Toledo are currently in overtime. Last night, it was Toledo defeating Bloomington 8-1, but today's a different day. They are tied at 3 currently in overtime. Halfway through the third period, Kalamazoo leads Fort Wayne 3-2. One other game that's going on right now, after 2 periods over at BOK Center, Tahoe leads Tulsa 3-1. Now, the Grizzlies are going to get a lot more familiar with the Tahoe Night Monsters. Remember, they had a 2-game set in the second weekend in November. Well, Tahoe is here for, actually, Utah's taken on Tahoe 6 straight times, 3 in Tahoe next week, and then here at Maverik Center for a 3-game set. That's going to be Wednesday, December 18th, Friday, December 20th, and the Teddy Bear Toss and Ugly Sweater Night here at Maverik Center will be on Saturday, December 21st, which is 2 weeks from now. When we come back in 30 seconds, we'll go over some NHL scores as Kansas City leads Utah 5-2 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Kansas City leads 5-2 here in the first intermission. The Utah Hockey Club got a 5-2 victory over Buffalo, as Utah got goals from 5 different players: Michael Kesselring, Mikhail Sergachev, Nick Schmaltz, Jack McBain, and Kevin Stenlund each found the back of the net. Kozak and Kulich got the goals for the Buffalo Sabres. Buffalo did score first, 10-14 into the first period, and then Utah responded with 5 unanswered. Kesselring ended the night with 1 goal and 1 assist, as I believe today was his 100th NHL game. Utah with a victory. Their record goes to 11-11-4. Buffalo falls to 11-13-3. In overtime, Boston defeats Philadelphia 4-3. Winnipeg gets a 4-2 victory over Chicago. Islanders defeat the Hurricanes 4-3. Panthers defeat the Sharks 3-1. Capitals over the Canadiens 4-2. Ottawa defeats Nashville 3-1. Grizzlies NHL affiliate gets a win. Colorado defeats Detroit 2-1. Pittsburgh over Toronto 5-2, and starting up in a couple minutes, St. Louis is at Edmonton. 1 game in progress. Late third period, the LA Kings have a 2-0 lead over the Minnesota Wild. The Wild make their first appearance of the Salt Lake Valley this upcoming Tuesday as they take on the Utah Hockey Club. Let's go over some stats of the first period. Kansas City led the shot count 14-9. Of the 14 shots Kansas City had, 7 of them were considered scoring chances. Of the Grizzlies' 9 shots, 4 of them were scoring chances. A lot of faceoffs in the first period. Kansas City won 15 of them, and Utah had 13 faceoff wins. Both teams had 2 power play shots. Both of Utah's power play shots found the back of the net, and one of Kansas City's 2 power play shots turned into a goal. Mavericks had 9 hits in the first period. Grizzlies had 5, and both clubs had 4 giveaways in the first period. We'll come back in 1 minute and have second period action as Kansas City leads Utah 5-2. You've been listening to the Utah Grizzlies Intermission Report on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Smith's always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower than low prices. And when you download the Smith's app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Smith's.
Kansas City 5, Utah 2. As Briley Wood scored 2 first-period goals, he's on hat-trick watch. We've only had 1 hat-trick in the last year and a half. We only had 1 last season with Dylan Fitz. He got a hat-trick against Kansas City last season. Utah ended up with a road victory. It was one of 2 wins against Kansas City last year. That was the only hat-trick the Grizzlies had last season, and the Grizzlies haven't had one yet this year. So we'll see if Briley Wood can get his 3rd of the night at some point. He'll be on the ice to start the second period as he's out there with Cole Gallant and Cole Fonstad. There's got to be a nickname for that forward line, Cole, and Briley. Or maybe you mix in Wood's last name. We'll come up with something there as Wood was out in front of the net. He kind of took a little bit of the vision away from Victor Osman as they show some highlights of the first period on Flow Sports. Nielsen got it across to Fonville, back to Nielsen, over to Wood, and that was the one-timer that found the back of the net as Wood just threaded the needle past McPherson. McPherson had his back towards Wood, trying to block the shot. To start the second period, it's going to be Wood, Gallant, and Fonstad. And the defensive pairing is going to be Fairbrother and Sam Lofquist. For Kansas City, it's going to be Androv, Borchard, and Carew. Defensive pairing is going to be Charlie Wright and Laughlin. Grizzlies win the draw. They skate from left to right here in the second period as we see it from high top section 114. Fonstad to Lofquist, back towards Fairbrother as Wood gets the center ice, and he'll squib it in. As Gallant chases after, he gets there about the same time as Androv. Now Androv gets pushed towards the boards by Gallant, but Androv comes away with the puck. And still tapping off the far boards. Fairbrother reaches his stick, couldn't get it. Icing is on Kansas City. As Lofquist, 34 years old, I think he's been working a normal job. He last played professionally in the 2021-22 season with Kuku in Finland. And Lofquist looks like he's moving around pretty well. 34 years old. And he looks like he's fit right in. This is Lofquist's 13th different professional season. Most of the years he had been overseas. Does have some AHL experience with Houston and San Antonio, and he had 1 game of experience in this league with South Carolina. Off the draw, it goes towards the far corner. Tyson Upper gets a good check from Androv. Puck towards the near side. Wright extends his stick as Grizzlies throw it towards the middle. Manning chasing after it. Just couldn't quite get there quick enough. McLaughlin ahead. Mavericks over the attack line. Right point. Borchard stops. He's got 2 goals tonight. He had a hat trick last night. Androv will dance around. Borchard comes off. Thank the good Lord. As Androv out towards Carew. He's on the left side. Back towards the middle. Looking for Lowhide. He couldn't reach this. He got sandwiched by Manning and Fairbrother. Now Fairbrother behind the net. A minute into the second period. Mavericks lead 5-2. Out to center ice. Noel will tap it off a Lofquist's stick. Racing into the left side is Manning. He gets back checked by Lowhite as Lowhite took the puck away from him. Lowhite, the captain at the University of Minnesota Duluth last year. He crosses center ice. Skates towards the right wing at the Utah line, and he'll fire it in. As Nielsen will whip it back around. Crawford with good hands. Right point. He fires towards the net. And it's sticked away. Mavericks have it. Now they get back to Crawford. Right side shot. Saved by Shield. And it ricochets all the way out towards center ice off the Shield's pads. Noel off the near boards. It's gathered by Aragon. He's had a good series. Aragon gets blasted by Noel as he was dumping the puck in from the right wing. As the Mavericks, 3 guys around the puck. It's taken by Sullivan. He'll cross center ice, and he'll flub it in as the puck kind of wobbled in the air about 6 feet high. As Nielsen out to the left side. Now hot pass connects to Armstrong. He has a glance off his stick. As Konepke, Armstrong gets around him, skates to the right side, take a lefty shot. Saved by Osman. who holds on as Armstrong did a good job racing a Neutron. He got around Konepke and was able to go low on Osman. Had a good look, but Osman makes the stop. 17:55 left in the second as Armstrong kind of looking up to the scoreboard to see a replay as he intently sees himself getting around Konepke. Armstrong kind of on a tough angle there as he was a little bit towards the near goal line. He tried to get it over Osman's right shoulder, but it bounced off Osman's shoulder, and he was able to make the stop. Off the draw, Kabori Dunn fires it towards the net, and it's blocked away by Osman. He holds on. He actually absorbed it around his stomach, around the Kansas City logo at the front of his jersey. He holds on. Draw's going to be on the right side as Kabori Dunn gets his first shot on goal tonight. Draw won by Utah. Fitz falls down in the near corner, gets back to his feet. He'll get it towards Manning. Gets swung around. We get a whistle. I think that might be on Konepke. As there was a Maverick out there. There was McPherson. There was Manning. But it's Fitz that gets the penalty. Fitz gets 2 minutes for slashing. 17:43 is left in the second. As Dylan Fitz will take a seat for 2 minutes. So Draw's going to come back towards Adam Scheel. Fitz is a former Kansas City Maverick. He appeared in 2 games with Kansas City in the 2019-2020 season. It looked like McPherson hit the ice. The official behind the play, I believe, said that Fitz got a stick in the way, and that's why McPherson hit the ice. Fitz gets 2 minutes. They call it slashing, 2:17 into the first. They probably could have called a trip. Grizzlies race after it. McMessner, ultra-aggressive, shorthanded. He'll throw it back into the Grizzlies zone. Fairbrother dances around the far circle, dangles the puck back and forth. Now he'll slice it up ahead. Gallant outlets to Messner. He's on the right side, skates the right circle, take a lefty shot that goes high. Messner feels like he's due. He's been up 5 goals for a while as he comes off, as he is replaced by Aragon. Mavericks out to neutralize. They're on the power play for the next minute 25. Kansas City to the right side, dancing around. Noel gets challenged by Gallant. Puck towards the far corner. Borchard got his stick lifted by Nielsen. Grizzlies will tap it off a stanchion. On to Aragon, who will fire it all the way towards Osman as the puck wobbled on its side on its way towards the Kansas City goaltender. 1:06 and counting left in the power play. Left wing, Scubenberg over the line. Drops it for McCallum. He danced around near side. McCallum over to the left wing. Kansas City skating from right to left this period. Right to the near corner. Back to right from Berezowski. As Wright dangles, he'll throw it to the right side. Mavericks get it towards McCallum, who swings and misses. Puck goes to right. He'll dangle in the high slot. Now he'll push it to the right point. Mavericks over to the far goal line. They slide it up top to right. He'll fire it towards the near circle. It glanced off of Aragon's skate. Mavericks get it up top to LeBerge. Pascal LeBerge throws to the near goal line. Berezowski has it tap off his stick, trying to move it across the far corner. It's taken away by Dunn, who clears it all the way out. Mavericks outlet pass late in the power play to LeBerge. She gets around Jensen. Taking the puck away is Manning. 2-on-1. Manning to the right side. Skates in. He'll take a lefty shot. Kick save by Osman. And the puck ends up back at center ice. As Manning had a good look shorthanded. Fairbrother rolls along the boards. Osman lets it go towards the far side. Grizzlies get it. Nielsen towards Manning down the middle. Manning skates in. He'll take a shot. Saved by Osman as Manning just kind of bobbled the puck back and forth. Fits out of the box. Back to 5-on-5 skating. Kansas City has the puck. Charlie Wright will skip it towards his right near the Grizzlies bench. Now back across. Fairbrother out to Fitz. He'll roll along the boards. Osman lets it go towards the far corner. As Kansas City comes out with it. Sullivan for Kansas City had a goal on Wednesday. He'll chip it across, taken by Fitz. He'll stop at the Kansas City line. I bobbled the puck and then skated in front of it. Offside are the Grizzlies with 15:15 left in the second. Boy, Luke Manning, you talk about Manning and Messner. Both guys had good starts to the season. It almost feels like both guys, boy, all the money in the world, they'd love to buy a goal right now and just can't. Boy, Manning had a good look shorthanded. McMessner was aggressive. He had a good look from the right wing. They missed the net on. Gallant will take the draw against Sullivan. Nobody has scored here so far in the second period. Mavericks still lead 5-2. Mavericks win the draw. McPherson out to center ice right wing. Done with a push. Puck goes back to McPherson at the Kansas City line. He'll slide it across to Konepke. Konepke out to neutral ice. And he tried to drill it in. It bounced towards the Utah line. Back towards Konepke and behind him. McPherson near side. Gets challenged by Fonstad. McPherson will backhand it ahead to center ice for Lohide, who feeds it between his legs, but it goes to Savankov as Grizzlies back deep in their own end. Lofquist around the net towards Savankov. Back to center ice for Gallant. It jabs off of his stick. Gallant will poke it back towards the Utah line. Bouncing puck taken by Lofquist as he'll skate towards his left. Almost lost his balance. He'll push it to the far side. Grizzlies dishing out to neutral ice. It bounced off of Manning as Lohide dumps it in. As Savankov got physical on him. Mavericks make a full line change 5.5 minutes into the second period. Still 5-2 Kansas City. Savankov gets around Androv. He'll skate towards the right side, and he'll take a righty shot that's sticked away by Osman. Savankov out of Estonia. Savankov bounces off the far boards. Androv gets it on the right side. He steps over the attack line. Moves it across to Crew. He'll skate in. Take a righty shot. Saved by Shield. And Shield will hold on as Crew was all alone in the left circle. He tried to fire it under Shield's left arm, but Shield was able to close the gap and make the save. 14:03 left in the second. What patience by Androv to wait for Crew to get open in the near circle before Androv dished him a pass. That great ice vision, that's part of what makes Max Androv such a good player. That same top forward line stays on the ice for Kansas City. The Grizzlies, it's McMessner taking the draw for Utah. There's Messner out there with Buell and Manning. Messner wins the draw. Buell will fire it across the near boards, and it goes towards Messner. He steps over the attack line, skates around Kansas City's net. Jensen, Messner lets it go towards the near corner. Manning chases after it. Manning gets to the loose puck, tosses to Messner. Now a 2-on-2 battle in the near corner. Borchard looks nearby, as does Cameron Buell. Kansas City comes out with the puck. They'll fire it towards the far boards. Running it down is Crew. He'll skip it across. It goes over Borchard's stick onto Nilsson, who moves it to center ice, picked off by Noel. As Noel gets to Borchard, he'll skate in, he'll take a shot, and he scores as Borchard with a beautiful move. Faked the shot on Shield and just kind of skated towards his left. And if you're a Kansas City fan, wear your hats. Toss them now as Cade Borchard for the second straight night gets a hat trick. As the Mavericks have extended the lead, it's now 6-2. That's not the play of the week in the league. I don't know what is. Kind of faked, got it around Shield, and there's not much Shield could have done on that one. Shield with the goal and Noel with the assist. You know, Borchard hasn't played in any American Hockey League games. I think next week would be a good time for him to get a call up, won't you say? 6 goals in his last 2 games, 3 yesterday and 3 today. And Borchard, who leads the league in a few categories, including plus-minus, and with the 3 goals tonight, and with Anthony Rapace of Worcester getting 1 goal. Borchard has the league lead in goals by 2. And what can you say? Borchard just almost single-handedly dominating this game. Him along with Androv and Crew, that forward line for Kansas City for the second straight night. Grizzlies right wing. Armstrong steps over the attack line as Kansas City gets their step ahead of him. McCallum, one of their faster forwards, got there. As Mavericks will slice it from the far corner all the way to the near side. Loose puck. Mavericks move it ahead to McCallum. As McCallum trying to muscle his way past Lofquist. Puck goes back deeper into the Maverick zone for McLaughlin for Kansas City. Right up ahead, Grizzlies jab it back towards the Kansas City backboard. Utah makes a full line change. 12:45 and counting left in the second. Mavericks lead 6-2. As Kansas City gets challenged in their own zone. As McLaughlin over towards right. He'll get it out to center ice. Pass goes tape to Berezowski. Near wall. He gets to the Utah line, and he'll throw it in as Nilsson skates towards the far corner. Andrew Nilsson, big number 6, gets ahead to Buell. 2-on-2. Utah over the attack line. Buell on the right wing. Skates towards the corner. He gets pushed by McPherson. Buell muscles himself towards the far corner as he gets knocked down by McPherson, who kind of rode Buell along the wall. Nilsson in the right point will fire it around the boards. Buell gets it in the far corner. He lofted a prayer towards the near side. Prayer goes unanswered as thrower will toss it behind Nilsson. Jensen runs it down. 8 minutes into the second period. Mavericks lead 6-2 as Borchard for the second straight night gets 3 goals. Out to Woodick. Flies off his stick and new tries. Caught by Osman, chest high. Osman keeps the play alive. Gets to Konepke. Now back to the far side. Mavericks ice the puck. Whistle blows with 11:41 left in the second. So draw comes back towards Victor Osman. Grizzlies after today will have 6 straight games against the Tahoe Night Monsters. 3 in Tahoe. Next Grizzlies game will be on Thursday night. That's right, a rare Thursday for the Grizzlies. Face-off time in the Mountain Time Zone will be at 8 o'clock, I believe, as Tahoe must be on the Pacific Time Zone over in Nevada. Off the draw, Grizzlies get up. Wood, one-timer from the right side, misses wide. As he got the pass from Dunn. Kansas City ices it once again. But the puck ends up onto the crease for Schill, so the play stays alive. Mavericks fit in a full line change. Dunn, blue line to blue line pass, goes past Fonstad's stick, but Fonstad got a piece of it. Osman to the far side is the Mavericks. Casey Crew looking for Androv. It glanced off of his stick. Now a pass towards the right side is picked off by Konepke. Up ahead to the right side. Crew gets a piece of it as he'll chase after it. Crew gets rammed into by Savenkov. Coming out was Gallant from the pile. Over towards Fonstad, who's got good speed. Out to Wood at center ice. Wood gets around Noel. No fired off the Penske sign near the far corner. Wood gets double teamed. Puck along the far boards. Kept in by Fairbrother. Fires towards the net. And a save by Osman, who snatched it shoulder high. And he holds on with 10:51 left in the second. Cade Borchard's world, I guess we're just living in it. He's got 3 goals tonight. Mavericks lead 6-2. It's the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West. Or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. We've got over 350 new Kias to choose from. Savings. Shop over 40 new Kia Sportage models and save up to $2,500 off when you buy. Jerry Seiner has been the area's most trusted automotive source for over 40 years. Little wonder then how we've made thousands of friends to last a lifetime. Jerry Center Kia, Salt Lake.
So Mavericks 6 and the Grizzlies 2. Cade Borchard for the second straight game has 3 goals and 1 assist. That was his stat line last night. Carew, Borchard, and Androv, that forward line are each a +4 for Kansas City. Borchard already has registered 9 shots. Kansas City has 16 shots, and Borchard has credit for 9 of them. No other Maverick has more than 1 shot tonight. For the Grizzlies, Briley Wood has 2 goals. Cole Fonstad and Andrew Nilsson each have 2 assists. Draws in the left circle of the Mavericks zone. Grizzlies skating from left to right here in the period as both teams battle for positioning. Messner trying to fire towards net, blocked by Crew. Lofquist with a blast. That one goes wide. Kansas City races back the other way. They've got numbers if they want it. Crew over the attack line to Borchard, who tried to get it back to Androv on a hot pass. Buell has a glance off his stick towards the near corner. As Lofquist around to the far corner. Fairbrother gets the loose puck, and he'll toss it to center ice. Grizzlies 3-on-3 get to Kansas City territory. Manning backhands it in deep. Buell gets spun around by Noel. Manning looking for a wraparound. It's kicked away by Osman. Mavericks come back the other way as we're about halfway through the scheduled 60 minutes. Crew gets to center ice. So fired on to Schill, who gloves it and holds on. Mavericks in the middle of a line change as there's 10:08 left in the second. Draws give me the Grizzlies zone. Kansas City led 5-2 after one period. The only goal scored on either side is Cade Borchard getting his 3rd of the game and 18th of the year, with David Noel getting an assist. Mavericks are 1 for 3 on the power play. Utah's 2 for 2. We mentioned Kansas City with 17 shots. Cade Borchard has 9 of them. No other Maverick has more than 1 on the game. Actually, with Casey Crew firing at center ice, he now has 2 shots. Second Maverick with more than 1. Grizzlies have a pretty balanced attack. 5 skaters with 2 shots. Wood, 2 goals and 2 shots. Manning, Fairbrother, Dunn, and Lofquist each have 2 shots. Off the draw, left side, shot and a score. That one just bobbled off of Schill's glove. That's one he'd love to have back, and it looks like he's going to get pulled for Jake Barcheski as Low Height scores to make it 7-2. As Mavericks won the draw, Low Height fired towards the net, and Schill just had a glance off his glove. Jensen was in the area. Maybe it took a weird redirection. Tough night for Adam Scheel as Mavericks with 7 goals on 18 shots, and he's being replaced by Jake Barczewski. Barczewski comes into relief for the second straight game. And Adam Scheel's a good goaltender who unfortunately isn't playing with a lot of confidence. Let's see if Lohite gets the goal. He does. I might have looked like there's some weird English on the puck as it was spinning towards the net. Airborne. Maybe that was a Grizzly that redirected. I'm not sure. But Lohite gets the goal, which is his 7th of the year. The assists go to Nolan Sullivan. It's his 7th assist of the season. Mavericks lead 7-2. Puck around the net towards the near side as Armstrong will backhand it to Neutrice. LeBerge takes it away. McCallum, right wing, will dump it in. He gets around Dunn. He closed the gap quickly on Savenkov and pushes him along the glass. Cade Nilsson with the puck. He'll saucer it ahead. It goes past Armstrong. And it looks like it's going to be icing as McLaughlin strides towards the puck. Whistle blows with 9:28 left in the second. So draw comes back towards Jake Barczewski. It's his 3rd appearance this season. This is his 2nd relief appearance of the year. Barczewski last year played at the University of Michigan. Before that, spent 4 seasons at Canisius College. Draws in the left circle. Thanks for sticking with us despite the game kind of wobbling towards Kansas City side. Off the draw, Diamond hands with a shot. Daniel Amesbury that's blocked. As Dunn gets pushed by Josh Thrower. Has already got 5 fighting majors. High slot. Konepke will fire it towards the end boards. Gathered by Dunn. Will sky a prayer into the Kansas City zone. McPherson quickly runs and gets it. No icing as McPherson behind Kansas City's net. As he'll slide it to his right. It glanced off of Messner's skate. McPherson gets it back about 20 feet in front of Osman, and he'll tap it off the far boards. Amesbury will drop it to Sullivan, who skates across the line, left wing. Sullivan wraps it around the boards. Amesbury looks like he's a pretty good skater for a guy 6 feet and ultra strong at 222, but Fitz took it away from him. Out to center ice, Fairbrother over, and it looks like Amesbury's hurt. Grizzlies skating offside. Amesbury comes off favoring his knee as Amesbury crashed into the boards off of Fitz, and looks like Diamond Hands Daniel Amesbury is walking slowly towards the Kansas City locker room as he got hurt by, I believe, Fitz as they crashed along the far boards of the Grizzlies zone. Grizzlies were called for offsides. The referees in attendance disapproved, but the draw is going to be at neutral ice. Androv will take it against Tyson Upper. It's Kansas City 7, Utah 2 as Amesbury is over walking it off near the tunnel, near Jay Stevens, the Utah Puck Report connoisseur. As Kansas City skates in, Androv between his legs looking for a shot, and it goes over the crossbar. High slot, Crawford out to the right side. Androv over towards Carew. He's in the left wing. He'll switch places with Androv. Now Carew's in the high slot, lays it for Noel, who fires towards the net, and he scores. Off-ice officials are wondering if got tipped. And this has got to be rock bottom. It's now 8-2. Noel is to the left side. Puck had some English on it. Androv was out there, so was Borchard. Off-ice officials are talking it over as to who gets the goal. Guess who it is? It's Cade Borchard getting his 4th of the game and 7th in the last 2 games. He redirected the shot. Noel and Carew get the assist. Noel took the shot. Seriously, does Cade Borchard get a call-up at some point? I mean, what more does he have to do? Out to center ice. Briley Wood has it. Wood out towards Gallant, who taps it in deep. He'll chase after it. Gallant battles with Wright. Wright pushes Gallant along the boards. Puck goes up top to Nielsen. Left point, dance around. He'll get it to Fonstad. He's in the far corner. He's being shadowed by McCallum. Now Fonstad battles with Wright. Wood in the area is Wright. Breaks free of Wood as McCallum threw a basketball screen as Wood had to get around him. As out to center ice, McLaughlin dumps it in. Buell taps it in the near corner for Nielsen. Grizzlies spread the ice. 7:20 and counting left in the second. As Nielsen tried to outlet it to center ice, it glanced off of Schoonbert's stick. Grizzlies slide along the far boards. It goes into the Mavericks bench. 7 minutes and 15 seconds are left in the second period. Ryan Kanasowicz just kind of staring, as well as Christian Horn. If you're on that Grizzlies bench, I don't know what you do. It's just, you kind of just have to keep playing. Utah's lost 9 in a row, and tonight could be 10 if they don't come back from the 6-goal deficit. And for the Grizzlies, you just have to just keep playing. You have to just find a way. Just keep battling and get out of whatever slump they're in. As Grizzlies trying to get it out, thrown back in by Schoonberg. Savankov around the net. Grizzlies deep in their own zone as Savankov delivers a hit. Both teams with 17 skaters tonight. Mavericks get out to the high slot. Konepke with a shot that's blocked by a stick. Mavericks get it over towards McPherson. He'll move it to his right. Low height. Battles. Puck goes on to Messner. He'll get to new try. He'll chip it in. Messner gets around 2 Mavericks. Messner hustling as he'll get around Konepke towards the far corner. Messner backhands up top to Dunn. Over to Savankov. Pass was wide of him there. And the Mavericks will throw it back into the Grizzlies zone. Run down by Dunn. He gathers the puck in the near circle. Grizzlies get it towards Savankov. He's at neutral ice. Out to the left side. Nielsen has the puck skip over his stick. Mavericks get it back. Noel up ahead as they were looking for Josh Thrower. Pass goes incomplete, and icing is on the Mavericks with 6:16 left in the second. So draw comes back towards Victor Osman, who so far tonight has saved 13 of 15. The two goals that Utah has are both power play goals by Briley Wood, both of them in the first period. Andrew Nilsson and Cole Fonstad had the assists on each of the 2 goals. Draws on the left side. Manning will take it. He's got Fitz to his left and Buell to his right. Grizzlies win the draw. Fairbrother over in the far corner. Dance around. He's got the Captain C on his sweater. On the left side of his jersey in the front. As Fairbrother, high slot, lefty shot goes wide as it ricochets off the end boards. Kansas City gets the rebound. And they will loft it out to center ice. Fairbrother gets the bouncing puck at the near side of the Grizzlies zone. Long range pass connects to center ice for Fonstad. He'll direct it off the far boards. Fitz running it down. Noel gets there first. Fitz throws Noel along the glass. Mavericks saucer it to the left side. Bouncing off the thrower stick. Mavericks make a line change. 5.5 minutes left in the second. Gallant skates towards the right side. He'll stop before he gets to the corner. He blows a tire. Mavericks will throw it out to center ice. Puck kind of wobbling towards center ice as Andrew Nilsson saucers it to the near side for Gallant. Back long range pass into the Grizzlies bench. Goes tape to Wood. Back to Nilsson. He'll skate to the left side. Look to center, but nobody was home but Andreov. Problem, he plays for the Mavericks. Crawford across to Borchard, who's got 4 goals tonight, and he's taken at least 10 shots on goal. As Grizzlies out to center ice off of Savankov's stick. It goes deep into the Mavericks zone. Crawford gets it behind his net. He gets pushed along the boards towards the near corner by Briley Wood, who's on hat trick watch. He's got 2 tonight. As over to the right side, Wood gets it. He'll toss it off of Crawford's skate. As Utah gets bounced towards the near corner, that was Manning. Mavericks come back up with it. Androv towards Borchard, back towards Androv. Back in, shot, saved by Barcheski. He holds on. 4:41 left in the second period. Mercy, it's 8-2 Mavericks on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account.
Why is Jerry Center the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. Shop over 50 new Kia Sorrentos with savings up to $4,500 off at Jerry Center Kia, Salt Lake.
4:41 left in the second period. Thanks for sticking with us as Kansas City leads Utah 8-2. Cade Borchard has 4 goals and 1 shot. He's a +5, and he's taken 10 shots for Kansas City. That's right. He's taken 10 of the 19 shots for the Mavericks tonight. Casey Carew has 3 assists. Max Androv has 1 goal and 1 assist. Carew, Borchard, and Androv reach a +5. Cameron Wright has 1 goal and is a +3. Marcus Crawford has 1 assist and is a +3 for the Mavericks. Riley Wood has scored on each of the 2 shots he has taken for the Grizz. Nelson and Fonstad each have 2 assists. Out to center ice as dumping it in is McLaughlin on to right. Mavericks skate from right to left here in the second period. Grizzlies from left to right. And sadly, we're not through 2 periods. It looks like some fans are already deciding to call it a night. As McLaughlin out to center ice will move it to his left for low height, and he'll wing it around the boards. Right racing after it. Dunn tried to nudge it ahead. Now it goes back to Dunn. Puck kind of wobbles on its side, as he'll push it to his right for Buell. Be over the attack line down the middle. Fired onto Osman, who covers up. It was kind of a light shot. Osman makes the save. Grizzlies do get an offensive zone draw as there's 4:04 left in the second. Grizzlies do have a bright spot in their power play, which is 2 for 2 tonight. Kansas City right now is in first place in the Mountain Division. They've got 28 standings points and a record of 13-6-1-1. They've got a .667 point percentage. Mavericks have won 3 in a row, and they're looking to make it 4 in a row here tonight. Kansas City's actually struggled a little bit at home, although most of their games have been played on the road to start this season. Mavericks out to center ice. Grizzlies in the back check took it away as Kansas City overskated the puck. Armstrong gets around 3 Mavericks. He'll skate towards the left wing. He'll skate in back at shot. He scores! Save that puck, Jackson Hibbard, as Craig Armstrong gets his first as a pro. And a bit of a sigh of relief as he will skate to the bench first. As Craig Armstrong, it's got to be a good feeling despite the score being what it is. Craig Armstrong with a beautiful move getting around 3 Mavericks at neutral ice. And once he got the puck, just skated and fired a nice backhand shot over Osman. He gets the goal with Cade Nielsen getting the assist. And after he scored the goal, kind of had that, oh, thank you kind of moment. And look, as Craig Armstrong has had some good chances, but this being his 20th game here with the Grizzlies, finally gets his first pro goal. As Grizzlies have something to cheer about here in the second period. It's still 8-3 Mavericks. Craig Armstrong with his first professional goal, with Cade Nielsen getting the assist, which is his 5th of the season. Grizzlies, long-range pass towards the left side. It got tapped by Manning's stick. As Josh Thrower along the near side across, Utah picks it off. Upper fires towards the net, got redirected, saved by Osman Grieve. Get Grizzlies hack away. Fits behind the net. He'll get it towards Upper. Upper got it taken away by Thrower. Josh Thrower races out to center ice. He's 6'2", 225 pounds. Now he'll skip it into the right corner as Thrower comes off the ice. Amesbury out there. He favored his knee, and it looks like his knee still isn't quite right. He was out there for a few seconds as he will take a seat on the bench. Kansas City and Utah both with 17 skaters. Centering pass, Androv, shot, saved by Barcheski, and he holds on as Borchard had the puck over in the far corner, got it towards Androv, and now we got some real pushing and shoving. Andrew Nilsson, we got a fight! Nilsson and Jake McLaughlin. And Nilsson, he gets in a right, and McLaughlin drags him down. Amesbury on the bench kind of wishing that it was him. McLaughlin and Nilsson tied it up. Looked like it was McLaughlin that was more upset at Nilsson than the other way around. Less than 5 minutes left in the second period. Nilsson and McLaughlin will go to the locker room. And it really wasn't really much of a fight. It looked like both guys maybe got one punch in on the other. 2:56 left in the second period. Both guys get 5 minutes for fighting. Mavericks lead 8-3. It's at that moment where you wish Wes McCauley was officiating. Get one of those 5 minute each for fighting. As Nielsen decided to drop the gloves of McLaughlin. And then McLaughlin looked like Nielsen threw one punch, and then McLaughlin just kind of dragged him to the ice. McLaughlin and Nielsen, 5 minutes each for fighting. Draws me in the Grizzlies zone. Hey, it's 8-3. I'm trying to entertain myself. And it looks like it's actually just going to be matching roughing minors, but it's going to be 2-2. So it's going to be 4-minute penalties for each. I guess there weren't enough punches thrown to consider it fighting. So I guess they jumped the gun there. I can't call it 5 minutes for fighting when it looks like, based on the sheet I got, it was just 4 minutes worth of penalties. Maybe double minors for roughing. Grizzlies have it across center ice. Wood over to his left. Grizzlies over the attack line, but the linesman says they're offside. So it looks like both guys get 4 minutes for roughing. We will skate 5-on-5. Penalties offset. Replay first down. 2:45 left in the second. We will go over some football scores. We have time during the second intermission. A lot of action as I think Georgia beat Texas in overtime in the SEC championship game. Arizona State throttled Iowa State. Arizona State goes to the college football playoffs. They win the Big 12. Androv across center ice gets double team, gets around, done. Puck goes towards Barczewski. It'll tap off of his stick and fly 5 feet in the air as the Maverick goes crashing along the boards. His crew trying to line up Savankov. Grizzlies over the attack line. They get it to Wood, who drops it for Dunn. Now back towards Wood. He's near the far boards as he gets pushed by Kansas City. Play starting to get spirited and physical once again. Wood and Crawford continue to battle as Androv avoids a check of Fonstad as Wood continues his battle. Mavericks in the attack zone. Crew left side will take a shot. And a blocker saved by Barczewski. Mavericks get up top, but it's poked away by Messner. Trying to clear it out of bounce off a Crew. Dunn will backhand it deep in the Mavericks zone. Noel races after it. No icing. Grizzlies will reshuffle the deck personnel-wise. They'll get 5 fresh skaters. Mavericks lead 8-3. Out to center ice off a low height stick on to Buell. He'll fire it in. Osman will tap it off a Stanchion. The Stanchions have played a big factor in this series, taking crazy bounces. Bounces off the stanchion on that right side of the ice have led to 2 of Kansas City's goals in this series. Mavericks gets the right point over the attack line. They'll throw it off the end boards. Low height. He's got a goal tonight. He gets taken off the puck by Fairbrother as a Grizzly goes down, and that was Lofquist. He got taken off the puck as Cameron Buell along the far side clears it out. Arm is raised by the linesman, and icing is on Utah with 1 minute and 8 seconds left in the second. It's interesting. Both Nilsson and McLaughlin dropped the gloves, but it's kind of funny. Do you call it a fight or do you call it matching roughing minors? And that's looked like both guys got 4 minutes for roughing, so it wasn't a minor. Maybe it was 2 minors on each guy, but both guys dropped the gloves and looked like they wanted to go. These teams will meet another 7 times in the regular season. 2 more games here at Maverik Center and 5 over at Cable Dahmer Arena. 1:08 left in the second period. Draws going to be in the right circle of the Grizzlies zone. Utah skating from left to right here in the period. Grizz win the draw as Fairbrother gives a fan a souvenir over in section 102. It tapped off the glass, though, so no delay of game. As a fan's going to come away with a souvenir frozen vulcanized rubber disc. And it looks like it's a kid that's going to go home happy. He's got a drink in one hand and a game puck in the other. He looks like he's thrilled. Now he sees himself on the video board, and his day's made. He holds the puck up with pride on his right hand. He's going to look at that thing the rest of the game. Some other kids there, they're going to be looking at the puck as well. Well, he can't believe it. So he's going to put the puck in his pocket. He's not even going to let the other kids see what the puck looks like. He's not going to risk the other kids taking that puck and going home with them. He's going to make sure that he goes home with that game puck. Now he holds it in his right hand, having a good time. Wait, what could be better? Soda in one hand, a game puck in the right. Enjoying the action, seeing yourself on the video board. Mavericks win the draw. We're skating 5-on-5, right side across. Shot, and hits the post, no goal. As the Bears had a good look in the left side. Barczewski had lost his balance. Left point, right with a shot, and that's blocked away. As Grizzlies clear it out. Goes into the Mavericks zone off the near boards. Running it down, Charlie Wright, no icing. Right over there, Armstrong closed the gap, but Wright moves it towards the near boards. Now action in the Kansas City zone. Armstrong fresh off his first pro go as the puck go around him. Mavericks will tap it off the far boards. As Utah gets to Nielsen, he skates back into the Grizzlies zone. He gets held up by Berezowski. Both guys cease and desist as Berezowski will take a seat on the bench. 21 seconds left in the period. Kansas City leads 8-3. Armstrong out to center ice, and he'll kind of curl it towards Osman. Osman drops it for Noel. 10 seconds left in the period. Noel throws to the far corner. Wright gets it. Wright in his first year as a pro. He played with the Saskatoon Blades the last 5 years. 21 years old. Now it's the left wing for Amesbury. He'll drop it for Lowhite, and that will do it for 40 minutes here at Maverik Center. Kansas City leads 8-3. Cade Borchard has 4 goals and 1 assist. But Briley Wood has 2 goals for the Grizzlies, and Craig Armstrong scored his first professional goal, and that came 16-10 into the second period as Armstrong made a really nice move, getting around 3 Mavericks, and then fired a nice backhand shot over Victor Ostman. We'll come back and have second intermission coverage. We'll talk some hockey and recap the first 2 periods. Once again, the score is Kansas City 8, Utah 3. It's the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
One of sports' great traditions, the Coca-Cola can races here at Maverik Center. We got Coca-Cola, we got Sprite, we got Fanta, and we have Diet Coke. And they are playing for a very important prize. That is a Coca-Cola bear. We're really excited about this Coca-Cola can race. We will recap the first 2 periods as well. As let's see, Coca-Cola is from left to right, as we see it, is Coca-Cola, Sprite, Fanta, and Diet Coke. They will race for a big white Coca-Cola bear. The standings here so far this season is Coca-Cola in the lead with 3 wins. Sprite has 1, Fanta has 1, Diet Coke has 2. We'll recap the first 2 periods, but first, we got the most important race in what the history of Western civilization right here. Move over Kentucky Derby. We got the Coca-Cola can race here at Maverik Center. This is what everybody came to see here on Healthcare Appreciation Weekend, presented by U Health. Sprite stumbles at the gate. So does Fanta. Coca-Cola off to an early lead, but then Sprite closed the gap quickly. Sprite is clearly in front by 2 steps. Now Sprite slows down, and now Sprite has to go around the net. I'm not sure I think Sprite gets disqualified. Sprite did not go around the net. He's got a big lead. Now Sprite loses a shoe. Sprite to the finish line. Diet Coke closing the gap, and it looks like Sprite, I don't know, Sprite cheated and didn't go around the net. Sprite just went to the far goal line like he was doing one of those suicide drills and then came back. I think everybody else went around the net. Sprite stopped to the far goal line and just raced towards the finish line. Because of that, I think Sprite should get disqualified. Diet Coke did a great job closing the gap. Then Sprite lost his shoe at neutral ice. Diet Coke got in, closed the gap quickly. It looked like by the time they got to the finish line, Sprite won by half a step, but because Sprite did not go around the net, the winner here is Diet Coke. No doubt about it. Diet Coke should come away with the Coca-Cola teddy bear, even though I think for the second home game, looks like Diet Coke deserves the victory as Sprite kind of cheated and didn't go around the net. Well, while we're here, we might as well recap the first 2 periods. Cade Borchard, and more Cade Borchard. That's pretty much what it is. Borchard has 4 goals and 1 assist. He's a +5 and he's taken 10 shots. That's 10 out of Kansas City's 23 here tonight. Kansas City scored the game's first 3 goals. 5:19 into the first. It was Jackson Berezowski getting his 8th of the year. Schoonberg and Crawford with the assists. And then it was Charlie Wright. When I see C. Wright next to a player's name, I automatically think of Cameron Wright. He was the Grizzlies' leading scorer a couple years ago, but it was Charlie Wright scoring 6:42 win with Carew and McLaughlin getting the assist. And then 9:32 into the first, Kansas City got a power play goal as Max Andrioff scored his 6th of the year. Borchard and Carew picked up the assist. I think Andreov redirected the Cade Borchard shot. That was 9:32 into the first. Grizzlies got on a power play as Landon McCallum got a hooking minor 10:09 in, and Briley Wood got Utah on the board as he redirected a Cole Fonstad shot. Andrew Nelson also picked up an assist. Time of Wood's goal, 10:48 into the first period. Cade Borchard then scored back-to-back goals 6 minutes apart. He gave Kansas City a 4-1 lead. He scored unassisted 12:30 into the first. And then Borchard, 18:20 in, got a second of the game with Androv and McPherson getting the assists. Late in the first period, Utah got another power play as David Noel got a cross-checking minor, 19:40 in. And Briley Wood scored on a one-timer from the left circle. It's his second of the night and 6th of the season. Nielsen and Fonstad each picked up their second assist of the first period. Mavericks led 5-2 after one period. Kansas City outshot Utah 14-9. Early in the second period, Borchard completed the hat trick as he scored 6:34 in with David Noel getting the assist. Mavericks extended the lead to 7-2 as Lowhite scored his 7th of the year. Sullivan with an assist. After Lowhite's goal, Adam Schill was removed from the game. The Utah goaltender saved 11 of 18. Jake Barczewski replaced him. He saved 4 of 5. Borchard got his 4th of the night and 19th of the season as he redirected a shot. I think it was Noel that took the shot. And Noel got an assist as well as Casey Carew. That was 11:48 into the second period. Craig Armstrong made a great play. He was at neutralize, surrounded by 3 Mavericks. He just kind of nudged the puck ahead, got around all 3 Mavericks, got the puck back, and then just kind of skating from the left wing on towards the net, kind of on an angle right. Was able to get in front of the crease and fired a backhand shot over Victor Osman. It was a great play by Craig Armstrong, who gets his first professional goal. He's had some pretty good looks. He just hasn't quite had the luck in terms of finding the back of the net. And I imagine once he gets that first one out of the way, as he did in the second period, that Armstrong's going to kind of score him in bunches from now on. Cade Nelson picked up the assist. Time of goal 16:10 into the second period. And once Armstrong scored that goal, you can sense a big sigh of relief as he was able to find the back of the net. And I know for Craig Armstrong, that was a long time coming. He's played pretty well for the Grizzlies. He's been pretty close to a plus performer this year. He's got 2 shots, and Craig Armstrong with 1 goal here tonight. And that was the last goal scored as Kansas City leads 8-3. Not many shots. Kansas City had 3 goals to Utah's 1 in the second period. Mavericks had 9 shots to Utah's 8 in the second period. When we come back, we'll go over some other league scores as well as some NHL scores on this Saturday night. It's it's Kansas City 8, Utah 3 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Smith's always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower than low prices. And when you download the Smith's app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Smith's, fresh for everyone.
A busy day of scheduling in the National Hockey League. Utah Hockey Club defeats Buffalo 5-2 as Utah got 1 goal and 1 assist from Michael Kesselring. Kesselring, Sergachev, Schmaltz, McBain, and Stenlund each scored a goal for Utah as they defeat Buffalo on the road 5-2. Utah's record goes to 11-4. Buffalo falls to 11-13-3. The Grizzlies NHL affiliate, the Colorado Avalanche, come away with a victory as their record goes to 15-13 on the year. Colorado defeats Detroit 2-1. As Kel McCarr and Nistrukin each score the goals for Colorado. Lucas Raymond had the Detroit goal. Colorado 2, Detroit 1. Other NHL games that have gone final. In overtime, Boston defeats Philadelphia 4-3. Winnipeg gets a 4-2 win over Chicago. Islanders defeat the Hurricanes 4-3. Panthers defeat the Sharks 3-1. Washington gets a 4-2 victory over Montreal. Ottawa defeats Nashville 3-1. Pittsburgh gets a 5-2 victory over Toronto. It looks like Pittsburgh's playing good hockey. Kings defeat the Wild 4-1. Remember, the Wild are going to be in town on Tuesday night to take on the Utah Hockey Club. 1 game in progress. Edmonton leads St. Louis 1-0 as Corey Perry scored on a tip-in, 12:25 into the first period. When we come back in 30 seconds, we'll go over some league scores. We'll also go over some second period stats as Kansas City leads 8-3 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies Hockey. Let's go over some stats through two periods. Mavericks have let's start that again. Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies Hockey, second intermission. Kansas City has 13 scoring chances over their 23 shots. 8 of them found the back of the net. For the Grizzlies, they have 9 scoring chances through two periods. 3 of them found the back of the net. 2 by Briley Wood, 1 by Craig Armstrong. Face-offs looks like are tied right now. They tell you not to do math. I guess the Grizzlies have a slight edge. 26-25 in the face-off circle. Grizzlies and Mavericks each have 2 power play shots. Utah has 3 shorthanded shots. Grizzlies 14 hits through 2 periods. Kansas City with 15. Utah with 8 giveaways. Kansas City has 7. We'll have third period action here shortly from Maverik Center. So Mavericks lead the Grizzlies 8-3. But before we get to that, let's go over some league scores. Trois Riviere defeats Idaho 6-3 as the Lions win 2 out of 3 games in that series. Wheeling shuts out Cincinnati 3-0. Maine gets a 4-3 win over Worcester. South Carolina defeats Rapid City 3-1. Florida gets a 4-1 victory over Jacksonville. Iowa in overtime defeats Indy 2-1. As looks like McLean got the game winner for Iowa. He played with Newfoundland last year, and one of the assists that Iowa got in overtime was Dakota Raby getting the helper. Raby had 1 assist and was a +1 for Iowa. Raby played for the Grizzlies in 3 different seasons, including heavily contributing to the final month of the season when the Grizzlies won the division title back in the 2021-22 season. In overtime, Adirondack gets a 3-2 win over Reading. Atlanta shuts out Greenville 1-0. In a shootout, Toledo defeats Bloomington 4-3. Kalamazoo holds on for a 3-2 win over Fort Wayne. And Tahoe throttles Tulsa 7-2. Tahoe scored 4 goals in the third period. And even though Tulsa outshot Tahoe 38-24, it was Tahoe getting 7 goals. Loggins had 2 goals for Tahoe. Hughes, Pinard, and Newell each had 1 goal and 1 assist. Grizzlies will get very familiar with the Tahoe Night Monsters as they will meet 6 straight times. 3 in Tahoe next week, and then the following week, 3 games at Maverik Center, December 18th, 20th, and 21st. And don't forget, the Teddy Bear Toss and Ugly Sweater Night will be 2 weeks from now, December 21st, as the Grizzlies take on the Tahoe Night Monsters. And we want to break the team record for Teddy Bears tossed. Last year, the Grizzlies had 3,600 teddy bears, and obviously the Grizzlies want to best that mark, so bring some stuffed animals and teddy bears to throw on the ice after Utah's first goal. That's 2 weeks from now, December 21st, here at Maverik Center. When we come back, we'll have third period action, as you've been listening to the Utah Grizzlies Intermission Report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Smith's always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower than low prices. And when you download the Smith's app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Smith's, fresh for everyone.
Now we're about set for third period action here at Maverik Center. Kansas City leads 8-3. Andrew Nelson will be in the penalty box to start the third period. And Kansas City's Jake McLaughlin will be in there as well. As both guys got a double minor for roughing. 17:04 into the second period. Mavericks will start out the third frame with Cade Borchard, Max Androv, and Casey Carew. That forward line for Kansas City is a +5, and that's the difference in the game. For the Mavericks, it's David Noel and Marcus Crawford. That's the defensive pairing. Crawford's a +3, and he has 1 assist. Noel has 2 assists and is a +2. Riley Woods on hat trick watch. He's got 2 power play first period goals. He's out there with Cole Fonstad and Cole Gallant. Gallant will take the face off. Lofquist and Fairbrother are the defensive pairing. 20 minutes are put on the scoreboard clock here at Maverik Center. Grizzlies will be skating from right to left as we see it from high top section 114. Draw one by Utah. That's Fairbrother over to Lofquist. Back to Fairbrother along the near side. He'll move it to center ice for Gallant. It tapped off of his stick, and it goes in deep. Gallant chasing after it. Noel gets there 2 steps in front of him. As Noel gets held up along the end boards by Wood. As Gallant hits the ice. Fonstad with it. Right side. Dangles the puck. Now he gets up top to Lofquist. Lofquist, right side. Will take a shot that goes wide. Osman falls down. He collided with Gallant. And Fonstad touches it up. High sticking is going to be the call. And let's see who it's going to be on. Looks like it's going to be on Kansas City. As Gallant fell down, he lost his helmet as he collided with Osman. But the high sticking penalty goes to David Noel for Kansas City. Time of Noel's high sticking minor is 29 seconds into the third period. As Gallant tripped up Osman from behind, as Gallant lost his balance as he was hit up high by David Noel. Grizzlies power play. Briley Woods out there with Mick Messner and Cole Gallant up top is Fairbrother and Fonstad. Hey, let's see if Briley Wood can complete the hat trick, which would be his first pro hat trick. As he is in his first season as a pro. We haven't had a hat trick here on the Maverik Center ice since the 2022-23 season. Might have been Brandon Cutler a couple years ago getting a hat trick. I remember he had 4 goals against Rapid City a couple years ago in late January of 2023. Off the draw, it's won by Kansas City, and they'll helicopter it all the way towards Barcheski. Barcheski came in to replace Schill, and Barcheski came in with 9:55 left in the second period, and he's in there now. Fairbrother out to center ice, drops it for Gallant. He crosses center, he'll push it to his left for Fonstad, who steps over the line onside. He tried to drop it for Messner. It's taken away by Crew. Backhands it all the way to the far corner. It's cut off by Barcheski. Mavericks make a full line change. 30 seconds into the power play. Fairbrother gets out to Messner. Back to Fonstad, left wing. Fonstad crosses center ice. He'll veer out to the left, and he'll whip it around the boards. Konepke behind his net. We'll get it across to McPherson, and he'll slide it all the way towards Barcheski. Barcheski to the far corner. Restricted area, he can't play it. Mavericks will spin it along towards the near side. It's gathered by Fonstad. Left wing across the center ice. Now he steps over the blue, gets around McPherson. Fonstad skates in. Skates around the net. Now he drops it back up top. Lofquist back to Fonstad. Over to Lofquist. One-timer goes wide. As Cameron Buell to the far side. Grizzlies did make a line change. And Buell tries to feed it up top. Mavericks pick it off. Schoonberg skates in 1-on-3. Stops in the high slot. And he'll feather it to the far corner as Schoonberg gets off the ice. 33 seconds left in the power play. Buell crossing center ice. And he'll direct it in as the puck rolls along the boards. Manning over to the near corner, and he'll whip it back to the far side. Over in the corner, Lofquist runs it down. Lofquist bounced it off Sidney Harris, the referee, as he was trying to move it towards the near side. Now Buell, right side shot. Glove saved by Osman. He holds on with 14 seconds left in Utah's power play. Buell had a good look from the right wing. Skated in with some momentum, but Osman made a glove save about chest high. Nielsen's out of the box after serving his double minor for roughing, and McLaughlin is back for Kansas City. Both guys skate towards their bench area. 14 seconds left in the power play. David Noel got 2 minutes for high sticking, 29 seconds in. Tyson Epper will take the draw. first-year pro out of the University of Calgary. Upper in 18 games. Has 1 goal and 1 assist. He didn't play last night. Mavericks win the draw. Borchard clears it out. Behind his net. Barcheski lays it for Jensen. Jensen pushes his left for Upper. Out of the box is Noel. Jensen skated past Noel with the puck. Now Upper gets it across to Armstrong. He gets it jabbed away. Dunn around the net towards the near side, trying to get to Nilsson. It blocked off the Kansas City. Stick back to Nilsson. He'll take a shot saved by Osman. After the whistle, some pushing and shoving. Marcus Crawford and Tyson Upper exchange a couple stares and glances and maybe some words. 11:20 left in the third period. It's Kansas City 8, Utah 3. The next time the Grizzlies face the Kansas City Mavericks will be here at Maverik Center, January 10th and 11th of 2025. I think by then the Grizzlies are hoping that Cade Borchard has found himself a spot in the American Hockey League. He certainly looks like he's deserving of it. 3 goals and 1 assist last night. 4 goals and 1 assist here tonight. Borchard currently leads the league with 19 goals on the season. Mavericks out to neutral ice. It glanced off of Berezowski's stick. Out to center ice. Dumping it around the wall is Pascal Laberge. Now McCallum throws it behind the net. Berezowski trying to center it. It flies into about row 10 of section 115. As looks like a kid's going to come away with a frozen puck. Now looks like there's some negotiating now. The kid comes away with the puck. He's excited about it. Luckily, the puck hit an empty red seat. Those things hurt. Those pucks when they hit you. Draws in the right circle of the Grizzlies zone. It's won by Utah. Nilsson will tap it to the near corner. Jensen in the area. Jensen blasts Berezowski. Go on. Skates horizontally at the Utah line. Now he reverses field back to the near side. Gets to Jensen over to Nilsson, who left wings it out to Gallant. Gallant over the attack line. He gets McPherson over his right shoulder. Gallant looked to center it towards Fonstad. Mavericks tap it back to center ice off the near boards. Jensen gets it across to Nilsson. Grizzlies spread the ice. Nilsson directs it back to Jensen. Jensen outlets it to center ice for Manning. It flies off his stick at center ice, and it goes deep into the Maverick zone. Amesbury out to the Kansas City line. Dunn took it away from him. Dunn now at the Utah line. Will backhand it along the near boards for Manning. Over to Savankov. He's about 20 feet in front of Barcheski. Across to Manning, far side. He'll slide it to Dunn. Dunn backhands it to Savankov, who directs to the right side for Messner. He'll throw it in. Amesbury chasing after. He gets it behind Kansas City's net. Looks like Amesbury does move around pretty well. He was favoring his knee in the second period. Mavericks out to second center ice. It's Kansas City. Sullivan over the line. Amesbury gets stumped by Manning. As Amesbury back to his feet. Now a big-time hit Messner out there with McLaughlin. We got a fight! It's Diamond Hands and Andrew Nilsson. As Amesbury gets in 2 rights. It's not Nilsson, it's somebody else. Now Amesbury pounds away with the left. It's Savankov. And now Savankov pushes Amesbury along the center ice. Savankov with some punches. Now Amesbury feeds Savankov with 3 rights. And the linesmen step in as Savankov hit the ice. 15:38 left in the third. And Daniel Amesbury is about as tough as they come. He doesn't get the nickname Diamond Hands for nothing. Savankov will go to the penalty box. He held his ground pretty well. Messner got physical over with Jake McLaughlin. Amesbury was on the ice, and anytime there's some physical action, he's going to find it. Some fans have their phones out, filming Amesbury. It was actually Amesbury that got blasted by Manning, and then McLaughlin hit Messner, and then Savankov. I just saw the 6. I was wondering if it was Nilsson, and it was Amesbury and Savankov dropping the gloves, and what a tilt it was. Amesbury kept feeding him with lefts. Savankov keeping his feet, and Savankov got in the left, and Amesbury pumped away with about 3 lefts before dropping Savankov. Of all the players in the league, I believe Amesbury is about as well known among people who don't necessarily watch this league all that often. Savankov and Amesbury each get 5 minutes for fighting with 15:38 left in the third. Kansas City leads 8-3. Nobody has scored here so far in the final frame. And you got to hand it to Savankov. He held his own against about as good a heavyweight as you'll get in Daniel Amesbury. Draws in the right circle of the Kansas City zone. They're skating 5-on-5. Draw won by the Mavericks. As they skate around their net. Dancing around is McLaughlin. He got knocked down with Aragon in the area as Utah got tripped up, and that's going to be a penalty as Casey Crew hit the ice. Penalty is going to be called. Cole Fonstad goes to the box as he tripped up Casey Crew. Actually, it was, Lofquist was in the area. It looks like it's Lofquist that's going to get the penalty. Well, let's see. Doesn't look like it. Well, it is going to be Lofquist. He was just kind of skating around. Lofquist tripped up Casey Crew. 15:25 left in the third. The Mavericks are going to have a power play. Lofquist gets 2 minutes for tripping. As he was battling with Carew, the puck ended up towards Carew, and Lofquist tripped him up. Time of penalty, 4:35 into the third. We'll see if the Grizzlies can get a successful penalty kill. Kansas City so far is 1 for 3 on the power play. Draw one by Utah as Nilsson clears it out. Nilsson puts his left palm in the air. It looked like he was held up by Borchard as he was moving it into the Kansas City zone. Kansas City with it as Gallant on the back check, chases after it. Andreoff to the right side, looked to center it towards Crawford, taking it away as Gallant as he was trailing the play. Gallant surrounded by two Mavericks. He'll throw it towards the middle for Fairbrother. Fairbrother to the left wing. He'll chip it out to Gallant. Now to Messner will take a shot. Saved by Osman. Boy, Messner with a good look. He can't buy a goal right now. Out to center ice. Andreoff gets it jammed away by Nilsson. Mavericks out towards Borcher. There he goes again. He's in the right side. Skating out, take a shot. Saved by Barczewski. As it glanced off his right pad. Grizzlies moving out to center ice. Run down by Andreoff. Andreoff to the right wing. He gets hacked by Aragon. As Andreoff will throw it back to Charlie Wright. About halfway through Kansas City's power play. We're 5.5 minutes into the third period. Mavericks lead 8-3. Out to center ice. LeBerge over the line. Drops it for Berezowski. Now back to the left side. Righty shot. Saved by Barczewski. That shot was taken by Landon McCallum. Grizzlies get it to Aragon. He'll clear it all the way out. Skipping puck. Osman lets it go towards the far corner as the puck calms down a little bit. Wright skates down the middle. He'll veer off to the left. He looks over his right shoulder. Wright gets to center ice, and he'll lay it for Berezowski. Out to the right side for LeBerge. Sending pass to Berezowski. He'll take a shot. Saved by Barczewski. Now skipping pucks. Shot and a score. Boy, puck just kind of bounced and took a mind of its own. Bounced towards the left side to Barczewski's right. And collecting it is Landon McCallum. He gets his 5th of the year. It's now the Mavericks 9 and the Grizzlies 3. Barczewski made the first save. Then LeBerge bouncing off of Barczewski onto McCallum. He puts it away. So McCallum gets the goal. The assists go to Berezowski and Pascal LeBerge. This game has been more than just the top line for Kansas City. They've gotten contributions from quite a few players. LeBerge gets his first point of the night with an assist. McCallum with his first point tonight. Berezowski now has 1 goal and 1 assist. It's just about everybody's contributed to Kansas City. Grizzlies look for a centering pass, swing and a miss as Gallant got tripped up. It's going to be a penalty, touched up by Sullivan. And now Kansas City fires the puck at Gallant's ankle after the whistle. 13:29 left in the third period. Grizzlies will be on the power play as Kansas City leads 9-3. It's the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
It's Kansas City 9, Utah 3. It's a power play for the Grizzlies. As Josh Thrower got a hooky minor, 6:31 into the third period. Kansas City is 2 for 4 on the power play. Grizzlies are 2 for 2. Actually, they're 2 for 3, I believe. They had a power play earlier in the third period. Well, it's another chance for Briley Wood to maybe complete the hat trick. He's got 2 goals tonight. He's in the left wing. Draws in the left circle. Messner will take the face off. Gallant's out there down low. Up top is Fonstad and Nielsen. Draw one by the Grizzlies towards Wood. Wood gets the Gallant. Back across to Fonstad. He's in the right point. He'll skeet towards the corner. Messner back to Fonstad. He'll slide it up top to Nielsen, who fakes it to Wood. Now Nielsen fires towards the net. It's blocked. Kansas City races after it, and it's jabbed by Schoombart. So he'll fire it towards the near corner of the Grizzlies zone. Cut off by Barczewski. He'll lay it for net mitt for Nielsen. Easy for me to say. Nielsen drops it back to the Utah line for Gallant. Over to Fonstad, who skeets down the middle. He steps over the attack line, veers off to the left to take our lefty shot. Saved by Osman, and he holds on as Fonstad just kind of casually skated down the middle, veered off to the left circle. He found a shooting angle, but Osman makes the save with 12:55 left in the third. There's a lot of sports entertainment options out there. We appreciate everybody for choosing the Grizzlies tonight. It's been a tough one, not only tonight, but a tough stretch for the Grizzlies. And they're without 3 key defensemen, Brian Yoon, Derek Dashke, and James Shearer. Grizzlies win the draw, but it goes past Fonstad deep into the Utah zone. Grizzlies skate from right to left during the period. Nielsen out to the left side for Messner, dumps it in. He gets around McPherson as McPherson nudged Messner, and it looks like it's going to be an interference call as McPherson, as Messner is getting around him, just kind of nudged him in the back. So it's going to be a 5-on-3 power play for the Grizzlies for 1 minute and 11 seconds. As Justin McPherson gets 2 minutes, either for holding or for interference. Looks like probably a hold, and that's what the call is. Time of McPherson's penalty is 7:20 into the third period. Draws game in the left circle. Woods on the ice, and this would be a better opportunity for him to possibly complete the hat trick. Same 5 on the ice for the Grizzlies. Gallant, Messner, Wood. Up top is Fonstad and Nielsen. 4 forwards, 1 D for Utah. Off the draw, Gallant gets pushed along the far boards. Wood gets called for a high stick as the Maverick hits the ice. Well, that'll do it for the 5-on-3. As Briley Wood having some real words for referee Sidney Harris. As Kansas City, as a player laying on 2 knees, they were hit with a high stick with Briley Wood. Now there's the 5-on-3, and it looks like, let's see, is it a 2-minute penalty or is it 4? I think it might be 4, depending on if Crawford drew blood or not. It looks like it's a 4-minute penalty, I think. That's what the sheet says. It is a 4-minute double minor for high sticking. Briley Wood, as he drew blood on Marcus Crawford. Crawford will skate towards the bench. So it's a 4-on-3 power play for the Grizzlies. 4-on-3 for 1:04, and then Thrower will come out of the box. It'll be 4-on-4 for 49 seconds. And then after that, McPherson comes out of the box, and Kansas City will have a power play for 2 minutes and change. We'll have a quiz on that during the postgame show. Kansas City wins the draw. They'll get it back to neutral ice. Now they'll fire it back in. Nielsen moves to his left for Messner. Back to Nielsen, who skates down the middle. He'll shuffle to his right as he steps over the attack line. Nielsen stops in the right point. He'll slide it to Messner. He guides it back to Nielsen. Nielsen fakes it to Fonstad. He'll stop in the left point. Nielsen over to Fonstad, who's now on the right wing. Back up top to Nielsen. Nielsen winds and fires. Shots blocked as it goes back towards Nielsen. Carew blocked the shot. Nielsen's in the left point. He'll get it across to Fonstad. Back up top to Nielsen. Nielsen fires towards the net. Carew blocks it again, and the puck goes out to neutral ice. 18 seconds left in the 4-on-3 power play. Fonstad falls down near the Utah blue line, gets back up. He handles the puck. Fonstad down the middle. Will drop it for Gallant. He's in the left point. He'll backhand it across to Nielsen. He's on the right side. Gets it to Gallant. He's still looking for his first goal of the season. And out of the box is Thrower. We're skating 4-on-4. Fonstad with a blast on the right side that goes wide. So we're skating even strength for 41 seconds and counting. Charlie Wright along the near side. As Grizzlies make a line change. Gallant comes off. And Kansas City still in their own zone. Noel, hot pass to Berezowski. Taps off his stick towards the near boards. Taken by Lowhite. Lowhite gets around Fairbrother. Taking the puck is Lofquist. Lofquist moves out to center ice. Kansas City gets it with Noel, and he'll backhand it off the far boards. Loose puck. Buell will drop it for Lofquist, who skates along the right wing. He'll toss it across to Fairbrother along the near boards. Back to Manning. 5 seconds left in the 4-on-4 before McPherson comes out of the box. Now Fairbrother on the near side. McPherson will step on the ice. He'll skate directly to the bench. Now Kansas City's on the power play for the next 2 minutes and counting. As Wood is in there serving a double minor for high sticking. The first part of that double minor is up. Orchard across center ice. He's got 5 points tonight. He'll skate in, drop it for Carew in the far point. Back to Borchard around the net. He'll toss to Andreov. Back up top to Crawford. Over to Carew. He's in the left wing as he surveys. He dangles the puck back and forth. Over to Borchard, back to Carew. Up top to Crawford, on to Andreov, across to Borchard. One-time tap goes wide off the Borchard stick. Up top, Crawford to Andreov. Back across to Carew off his stick. Carew to Borchard behind his net. He gets double-teamed. Utah took it away. Jensen fires it off the near boards and clearing it out to Cade Nilsson. 1:15 left in Kansas City's power play. Utah gets it with Nilsson, and he'll sky it, or he tried to sky it and fanned on it. Carew over to Andreov, back to Carew. As he's along the far boards, he'll direct it up top to Crawford, who feeds it to Borchard. He's in the near goal line. He's centered to Andreov. It tapped off a Nielsen stick onto Messner, and Mick Messner will clear it all the way out. Osman behind his net. 50 seconds left in the Kansas City power play. Mavericks lead 9-3. Crawford out to neutral ice. He'll cross center. He'll look over his right shoulder. He'll veer the puck over to the left as he drops it from McCallum. Back towards Crawford. He gets held up by Nil. Oh, they're going to call a penalty on Nilsson. As Osman back to the far side. Nilsson can't believe it. McCallum pushes Nilsson in the back as Nilsson was yelling at Sidney Harris. Now Barcheski wants to get after it with Schoombert. Schoombert and Barcheski. Now Nilsson takes it up with Schoombert. And it looks like the goalie's coming out to center ice. Barcheski. And stopping at center ice is Osman. Nilsson and Schoombert are separated by the two linesmen. I think we might have a goalie fight. Barcheski asks if he wants it. Are we going to have a goalie fight? We are! Barcheski's going to fight Osman at center ice. Jay Stevens is the E-bug. You might have to come in. Barcheski and Osman are going to fight at center ice. Now they move into the Kansas City zone. Barcheski, Osman with two rights. He knocks down Barcheski. Now he drags out Barcheski as he was trying to get back up. Jay Stevens is the emergency backup. He's going to have to come in. Barcheski looks like he's bleeding. He has to get help back up as the linesman's asking Colin Lee, the Grizzlies trainer, to come after him. Osman's going to go to the locker room, and the backup tonight is Jay Stevens, who's going to have to enter the game. Barcheski goes to the locker room. Adam Schill might have to come back in. And we got some madness here at Maverik Center. As Nilsson knocked down a Maverick, a call was made. Then Nilsson was yelling at Sidney Harris, the referee. Someone cross-checked Nilsson from behind. Jay Stevens is going to enter this game. Utah puck report, 51-year-old Jay Stevens. He's going to enter the game, the E-bug. As we had a goalie fight, Osman was at center ice. Barcheski was taking it up with Schoombert. Those two wanted to get it. Then Osman saw Barcheski getting after it with Schoombert, so he skated to center ice, asked Barcheski if he wanted it. Barcheski said yes. and then they fought. They both kind of skated towards the Kansas City zone. Osman got 2 punches in, knocked Barczewski down. Then Barczewski got back to his feet, and then looked like Osman got 1 more punch in, knocking down Barczewski for good. And so we got Jay Stevens in net for Kansas City. It's a 9-3 game. Jay Stevens, the native of Utah puck reporter. The Utah puck report, as looks like Barczewski drew some blood. They're going to work on it at center ice. Jay Stevens is stretching out. This is his second pro appearance. Remember, Jay Stevens played in 1 game for the Grizzlies in the 2016-2017 season, and he saved all 7 or 8 shots that he saw. I see Jay Stevens at every Utah Hockey Club game that I've been to this year, all 4 of them. Jay Stevens is there covering the game. And for the second time in his career, Jay Stevens, who has worn many different uniforms, he will be in net. 51 years old. I'm not sure if he's the oldest player in league history, but with Osman getting a fighting major, as they're working on the blood, unfortunately, it looked like it was Barczewski's blood as the trainer came out. Barczewski's getting patched up in the locker room. Shield re-enters the game, and Jay Stevens is in there for Kansas City. Stevens stretches out, and he can't believe it at this point. I imagine Jay Stevens. Time of game is going to be who knows what. As the play started with Crawford knocking down Nielsen. Then Nielsen was talking with Sidney Harris, and then McCallum cross-checked Nielsen in the back. And then Schoombert and Barczewski exchanged words as they show the replay on the video board and on Flow Sports. Linesman stepped between him. Then Nielsen took it up with Schoombert. And then that's about the time the linesmen were separating Barczewski from Schoombert. That's when Osman skated to center ice. And Barczewski took it up on him. I think Barczewski, knowing that Jay Stevens is the backup tonight, probably thought, all right, fighting major, you got a knee bug. Came out. They dropped the helmets at center ice. And then Osman got 2 punches, and the second blow really landed on Barczewski, who got back to his feet as he got dazed a little bit, and then Osman knocked him back down. So Jay Stevens looking at the fight on the video replay. Well, I got something to talk about. Old Jay, who was actually sitting right here. He was sitting next to me for the Grizzlies home opener against Allen on November 1st. He did the first 2 periods with me. Jay Stevens is listed at 6'2" and 204 pounds. He was born on April 28th, 1973, and the emergency backup in a 9-3 Kansas City lead will be in net. It looks like they've worked on the ice and gotten all the blood off of it. I think Osman and Barczewski each will get fighting majors. That is the 3rd goalie fight that I have seen in my time with the Grizzlies. I remember Wheeling in Utah back in that weird 2020-21 season had a goalie fight with Wheeling. Kevin Carr was on the Utah end of it. And then at the end of one of the games, Nielsen's going to take an early shower. He's being asked to go to the locker room. And then last year, Allen really took it to Utah in a 3-game set. And Lucas Parikh post-game went after Chase Perry of Allen, and they fought after the game. Perry probably got in a few more punches than Parikh. And here we have a goal. We had a goalie fight in a 9-3 game. 9:06 left in the 3rd period. And with Jay Stevens acting as the backup goaltender. And with both goaltenders serving fighting majors, both goaltenders are in the locker room right now. Jay Stevens looks like he's going to close it out for the Mavericks. Some of the fans have headed for the exits. The ones that are here, boy, they're seeing something else tonight. I knew we were going to get some sort of plot twist. We've already seen Diamond Hands get in a fight with Dylan Savankov, 4:22 into the 3rd. The off-ice officials are still working over the penalties. At some point, we got to get to live action. Draw's going to be at neutral ice. And Jay Stevens, I think, standing there along the far boards at the Kansas City blue line near the Mavericks bench, and he can't believe it. He's going to have to enter this game. Utah Puck Report's Jay Stevens, 51 years old. He's making his 2nd career appearance. Both of them here at Maverik Center. I might have to go to Tuesday's Utah-Minnesota Wild game just to see Jay Stevens. He's going to be holding court there at the at Press Row over at Delta Center. He'll be talking with Matt Coma and everybody there, and he's going to have plenty of stories. So things just kind of got ratcheted up big time here. Jay Stevens, podcaster, the Puck Drop podcast. Well, let's see. Jay Stevens, when the NHL came to Utah this past April, Jay Stevens, obviously the host of the Utah Puck Report. I'd been on that podcast before. It's a lot of fun. I actually did it from his house a couple years ago. But it's just, we're just seeing all sorts of madness. Everybody in the Kansas City bench is standing towards the locker room. Osman is on. Well, is Osman going to come back in? And you know what? Victor Osman, the Kansas City goaltender, is going to come back in, and he's going to be the goaltender. And I don't think anybody's more happy than Jay Stevens that Osman is coming back to the game. Osman gives the thumbs up, saying he's okay. Shield re-enters the game for Utah's Barcheski, I believe, is getting patched up in the Grizzlies locker room. You know what? I was really hoping Jay Stevens would get out there and make a couple saves, initiate some action. Jay Stevens, he's going to take a seat back on the bench, and he's probably the most happy of all of them. All right, here's the penalties. The Kansas City goaltender gets 5 minutes for fighting, 2 for removing the helmet. Same goes for Barcheski for Utah. Nielsen got 2 for cross-checking, 2 for roughing, and a 10-minute misconduct. Kansas City's Bradley Schoombart gets 2 for cross-checking, 2 for roughing, and a 10-minute misconduct. Normally, you'd think that Osman would have to serve his penalty, but because Kansas City's got an emergency backup goaltender on their side, acting as the backup, I think Osman's able to stay in the game. It's Kansas City 9, Utah 3. Osman is the goaltender for Kansas City. Jay Stevens probably as relieved as anybody that he doesn't have to go in there and try to stop pucks. And now Sidney Harris is talking with Ryan Kanasowicz. I probably wonder if they're talking about, whether Osman is allowed to come back in the game or not. So it looks like out of all this, it's going to be a 5-on-3 Kansas City power play for 33 seconds, and then Wood will come out of the box. Nielsen, who's in the locker room right now, serving a 2, a 2, and a 10. He's being represented by Tyson Upper in the box. Jay Stevens, okay, he's got the thumbs up. He's probably pretty relieved as he's shown on the video replay. Mavericks win the draw. They're up 9-3. Crawford, he's in the high slot. Over to Androv. Back up top to Noel. Over to Crawford. Crawford throws to the left side. Mavericks get up top to Noel. One-timer saved by Shield. And he holds on as he just gathered it around the Grizzlies logo. 8:51 left in the third. This game is 2 hours and 23 minutes old. Still 8:51 left in the third as we had quite a break there after the goalie fight. Grizzlies won the draw. Clearing it out is Cade Jensen. Osman will skate towards the far corner. So move it ahead about 20 feet. Crawford gets the puck. He'll skate to center ice. He'll push it to his left. Mavericks still on a 5-on-3 power play for 5 seconds. They'll whip it around the boards towards the near side. Noel, he gets knocked down. Woods out of the box. Gallant will skate towards the left side. Tries to split a double team. Androv brushed it away from him. As Grizzlies switch up around the play. Orchard out at center ice. He's got 4 goals and 1 assist tonight. He'll curl. Will skate back into the Kansas City zone as Borchard gets around Cade Nielsen. Borchard's at center ice. Steps over the attack line. Skates towards his right. He'll lay it for Crawford in the high slot. He'll move it to his left. Androv centering out in front. It kicked off a stick. And Kansas City skating around their net. Androv being shadowed by Savankov, who's got a fight tonight. He fought diamond hands early in the third period. Crawford, left side shot. Glove saved by Shield. He snatched it about waist high in the butterfly position. He holds on. 7:56 are left in the third, and 50 seconds are left in the Kansas City power play. I think just for fun, they should let Jay Stevens go in there for a couple minutes, just so we could have something to talk about for the next 7 years. So it feels like every time you talk about Jay Stevens, every now and then you mention the game he played for Utah against Rapid City early in the 2016-2017 season. And the funny thing is Kansas City doesn't travel their broadcaster. I'm pretty sure that Joe Benson is trying to figure out what's going on over in Kansas City. This has been a crazy one. Carew, far side, just outside the circle. He'll push it to Borchard. Now back up top to Carew. As he dances around, he's now in the high slot. He fakes a shot. Now he takes a shot that goes wide as it ricochets off the end board. Savankov trying to clear it out. It stays in. Mavericks will bounce it off of Messner, gathers it, and he'll clear it out. 25 seconds are left in the Kansas City power play. There's 7.5 minutes left in the third. As the Mavericks, McCallum gets out to the left wing for Carew, who gets around a couple Grizzlies defenders. Carew centers out in front. I kept it. As Carew faked the centering pass, as McCallum got knocked down. Carew around to McCallum behind the net. Out to LeBears, who tried to feather it across the crease. Nobody home. Coming out of the box is Tyson Upper, who's representing Andrew Nilsson. Manning over the attack line. He skates in onside, left side. He's surrounded by two Mavericks. As Buell battles with a couple Mavericks. McCallum in the area, as well as McPherson for Kansas City. As Kansas City comes out with a puck, as they'll loft it towards the near circle for Carew, who taps it off the glass. Fairbrother near the Utah line, across to Lofquist. He'll get to Manning, who backhands it in deep to the Kansas City zone. Buell back to Lofquist, right point, back to Buell. It skips over his stick. Armstrong, 1 goal tonight. He's in the near side. He'll get it back to Fairbrother. One-timer, glove saved by Osman. He snatched it about knee high, and he holds on as there's 6:28 left in the third. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm not sure how many of the Kansas City players know Jay Stevens' name, although they probably do now. He was this close to coming into the game. Luckily for him, Victor Osman was able to come back in after being worked on in the locker room as Osman and Jake Barcheski got in a goalie fight. Barcheski is not in the bench. He's in the locker room right now as he got hurt during the fight. As puck in the far corner, Amesbury around the net to Crawford. Taps off a Nilsson stick. Nilsson gathers the puck. He gets pinned towards the boards. As Crawford back towards McLaughlin. McLaughlin's had a good game. He'll move it to Crawford. He'll nudge it ahead. Kansas City crossing center ice, dumping it in. Is Nolan Sullivan. Fans take up a Let's Go Grizzlies chant. Nilsson down the middle. He'll slide it to his right. Svankov will fire it in. Crawford has a puck skip, but he's able to corral it. He'll move it to McLaughlin. And now back to Crawford. Back to McLaughlin, deep in the Kansas City zone. 5:42 and counting left in the third. Thrower drops it for Berezowski. Back to Thrower. He's on the left side, trying to find a cutting Berezowski. It's cut off by Fonstad, who crosses center ice. Fonstad over the attack line to the right side. Grizzlies skate in. Gallant shot saved by Osman, who got a piece of it off his left shoulder. 5:23 and counting left in the third. So Mavericks out behind their net. Victor Osman standing in front of it. He's a goal and an assist away from a Gordie Howe hat trick. Now to center ice. LeBears 2-on-3 over the attack line. He's on the left side. He gets hit from behind. LeBears shot. Kick saved by Barcheski. So Mavericks out to the right side. LeBears around the net to Andreov. He gets back checked as Andreov muscles as he's strong with the puck. He's being shadowed by Fairbrother. Andreov, he's now in the high slot. He dangles the puck. He's now got Messner looking at him. Andreov sending pass out to Thrower. Shot saved by Barcheski. Penalty is going to be called as the Grizzlies hooked Thrower. As Jensen got a penalty as he hooked Thrower. Thrower couldn't accept the pass as he was about 10 feet in front of Barcheski. So Jensen's in the box. 2 minutes for hooking. 4:45 left in the third period. Fun at the old hockey game as Kansas City leads Utah 9-3. It's the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? selection. We've got over 350 new Kias to choose from. Savings! Shop over 40 new Kia Sportage models and save up to $2,500 off when you buy. Jerry Seiner has been the area's most trusted automotive source for over 40 years. Little wonder then how we've made thousands of friends to last a lifetime. Jerry Seiner Kia, Salt Lake.
Boy, take a day and a half to try to recap what happened in this game. Kansas City leads 9-3. There's 4 minutes and 45 seconds left in regulation. Mavericks are 2 for 6 on the power play. Grizzlies are 2 for 5. Cade Borchard has 4 goals and 1 assist. He's taken 11 shots. Mavericks off the draw. Right side, Noel. Shot saved by Barczewski. He holds on. 2 of the best scoring defensemen are in this game. David Noel and Johnny Fairbrother each have 6 goals this season, which are tied for second among the league leaders, among blue liners in goals. Kansas City has 48 minutes worth of penalties. Grizzlies have 42. Make that 44 after Jensen's minor for hooking. He's in the box right now. 4:38 left in the third period. Minute 53 left in Kansas City's power play. If you want a fun series to come to, how about early January? The Kansas City Mavericks will be back in town January 10th and 11th. Get your tickets, UtahGrizzlies.com. Grizzlies win the draw. Fairbrother sliced it along the near boards. It hits the protective netting and goes out of play. 1:46 left in the power play. The fan in row 1 looks like they come away with a souvenir frozen vulcanized rubber puck. Is that vulcanized part of the puck, that stuff around it? That kind of stuff that's a little bit rough? I don't know. Kansas City wins the draw. Crawford in the right side. He'll move it to Androv. He dangles with the puck in the near corner. Mavericks skating from left to right here in the period. Androv gets it back, throws it towards the middle. Shot and a score. Marcus Crawford with a rocket over Barczewski's left shoulder. And it is now Kansas City 10, Utah 3. So Mavericks get their third power play goal of the night. Androv over to Crawford, and he just snapped one. Top shelf right over Barczewski. They make that Shield. Shield replacing Barczewski after the fight. 15:47 into the third period. Crawford with the goal, Andreev and Borchard with the assist. That means Borchard now has 6 points tonight with 4 goals and 2 assists. Shield rolls it along towards the near side, and Kansas City's McPherson chasing after it along the near side. Kansas City out to center ice. Amesbury has a glance over his stick, but he got a piece of it, a new try. Savankov being chased by Amesbury. Those guys fought, who knows how many minutes ago, probably half a period ago, but in real time, probably about 30 or 40 minutes ago. Lofquist with the puck. He'll move it to the far side for Fitz, who skies it high into there. It bounced at neutral ice and wobbles into the Kansas City zone. McPherson gets it, and he will stop behind Victor Osman's net. 3:25 and counting left in the third. Mavericks 10, Grizzlies 3. Out to the near side. As this game has also featured a goalie fight. Diamond Hands fought Savankov, who held his ground pretty well. We've seen a lot of action. As Fitz out to neutral ice. Fonstad has a glance off his stick. Berezowski steps over the line, feathers it towards the net. Puck skips towards Kabori Dunn, who gets it in front of Shield. Dunn will move the puck as it rolls awkwardly towards the left side from Osman. He'll stop it, keep the play alive, and get it towards McLaughlin, who's got 1 assist tonight. Out to center ice, Wood with 2 goals for Utah. He's been the Grizzlies' best player. Over to Gallant, who skies it into the left corner. Fonstad behind his back. As thrower throws to the high slot, Savankov keeps it in. Berezowski kind of drops the puck back to center ice. Fonstad over to Wood. It skips off of his stick. Low Height gets it for Kansas City. As he gets around Wood, Low Height gets on 2 knees, and while he was doing so, threw a pass to Sullivan, who couldn't handle it. Hot skip towards Manning, goes over his stick. Loose puck. Manning gets it in the far corner. 2:12 and counting left in the third. Buell joins the play, and he'll have it slide off his stick. Low Height will gather it, and he'll drag it out to center ice. So push it is right for Amesbury. He's on the right side. He'll fire towards the net wide as Buell on the back check nudged him in the back. Manning crosses center ice, and he'll skip it in. Grizzlies make a full line change. As Noel around his net. As the puck goes to McPherson. At a low height. He gets pushed along the boards by Armstrong. Armstrong now battles with Sullivan as the puck goes to McPherson at the Kansas City line. They'll get it across with 1:35 left in the third. As Upper gets held up by Sullivan. Joining the play is LeBears as he gets hit in the back by Armstrong. Dunn takes the puck away from the pile, and he'll push it to his right. As Lofquist gets it to Nielsen. Across the center ice, gets around Sullivan. Make that LeBears. Nielsen skates in, high slot, lefty shot. Glove saved by Osman. He holds on with 1:16 left in the third. I think with it being a 7-goal game, I think it'd be fun to get Jay Stevens in there. I know he's just the E-bug, and he's probably glad to just sit there tonight. And he's probably thinking about, boy, what would have happened if he had to go into the game. But Victor Osman's going to get the victory for Kansas City. His record goes to 10-4-1. It's not a shutout for Osman. He does have 2 on the year, but he did get in a fight with Jake Barcheski. Both guys got 5 for fighting and 2 for removing the helmet. Draw one by Kansas City. They skate around their own net. Mavericks lead 10-3. Kind of a football score on this crazy college football Saturday. Out to center ice. Berezowski throws it. A glance off of Lofquist's stick. LeBears over in the far corner. Lofquist knocks him down. Gallant will brush it towards the far side slowly. Berezowski fires it around the net to the near corner. LeBears gets held up by Dunn. Taking the puck is Josh Thrower. He'll get to Berezowski's shot. Is blocked. About 45 seconds left. Kabori Dunn will move it to his left for Wood. Wood on hat trick watch. Drops to the right side. One-timer by Fonstad is gloved by Osman. He holds on as there's 38 seconds left in the third period. I think for the Grizzlies, who knows what kind of adjustments get made in the next 4 days before Thursday night's game against the Tahoe Night Monsters. But I know that Ryan Kanasowicz and Christian Horn, they'll be on the phone constantly over the next 4 days trying to figure out how to put the pieces together. There is some talent on this Grizzlies club, but unfortunately after tonight's game, it's going to be 10 straight losses, and it's just been a rough go of it. Kansas City's been an outstanding team, and it's kind of a tough time to be playing a team like Kansas City who takes advantage of just about every mistake that's made. And even, taking advantage of some of those lucky breaks that they got as well. As Jensen will move it ahead. Wright battles as he gets there a step before Manning. 15 seconds left. Aragon gets it towards Manning, who gets occupied. Aragon looking nearby. Fitz gets it taken away by Low Height. 8 seconds left in a game that featured a goalie fight and 4 goals and 2 assists from Cade Borchard. Mavericks dump it in. Jensen plays the puck, and that will do it. Kansas City sweeps the 3-game series as they defeat the Grizzlies 10-3. Savankov and Amesbury shake hands after, as both guys got in a bout in the third period. Briley Wood scored 2 goals. Andrew Nilsson had 2 assists, and Cole Fonstad also had 2 assists. And Craig Armstrong scored his first professional goal, 16-10 into the second period. Kansas City had 5 goals in the first, 3 in the second, and 2 in the third. Grizzlies with 2 goals in the first, 1 in the second, and none in the third. Final score, what turned out to be a crazy game here at Maverik Center. Kansas City Mavericks 10, and the Utah Grizzlies 3. It's the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
Final score from Maverik Center. It's the Kansas City Mavericks 10 and the Utah Grizzlies 3. A game that featured a goalie fight, which came 10:54 into the third period. As Jake Barcheski fought Kansas City's Victor Osman. And there, once Osman was in the locker room, as both guys got 5 for fighting and then 2 for removing the helmet, I thought that Utah puck report, 51-year-old Jay Stevens, was going to have to enter the game. But it looked like Osman was able to come back into the game, and he played the last 9 minutes and 6 seconds. Barcheski was in the locker room as Adam Scheel, who started the game, had to come back in. Well, Kansas City scored the first 3 goals of the game 3 seconds after a power play ended. Jackson Berezowski scored 5:19 into the contest. Bradley Schoombart and Marcus Crawford got the assists. Mavericks took a 2-0 lead as Charlie Wright scored 6:42 in. Casey Crew and Jake McLaughlin got the assists. Kansas City got a power play late in the first period. Actually, it was halfway through the first period. Dylan Fitz got a high-sticking minor, 8:52 in. And Max Androv scored 9:32 in with Borchard and Crew getting the assists. Utah got a power play and scored as Briley Wood redirected a Gianni Fairbrother, or actually redirected an Andrew Nilsson shot. Now, let's try that again. It was actually Cole Fonstad that took the shot from the right side, and Wood redirected it and scored 10:48 into the first period. I thought Fonstad had scored, but after seeing the replay, it looked like Wood got a piece of it. Wood with his first of 2 of the night, Fonstad and Nilsson with the assists. And then Cade Borchard scored twice in a row, unassisted 12:30 into the first. That made it a 4-1 Kansas City lead, and then Borchard scored his second of the night, 18:20 into the first, with Androv and McPherson getting the assists. Wood scored his second power play goal of the first period, 19:56 into the first, as he scored on a one-timer from the left circle. Andrew Nilsson and Cole Fonstad picked up their second power play assists of the first period. Mavericks led 5-2 after 1 period. In the second, Borchard completed the hat trick, 6:34 in, with David Noel getting the assists. Mavericks extended the lead to 7-2 as Luke Lohai scored in his 7th of the year, with Sullivan getting the assists. And with that, Scheel was replaced by Jake Barcheski. Barcheski ended up stopping 9 of 11. Mavericks extended the lead to 8-2 as Borchard scored his 4th of the game and league-leading 19th of the season, 11:48 into the second period. Noel and Carew picked up the assists. Greg Armstrong got his first pro goal. He got around 3 Mavericks and then skated in on Osman, fired a backhand shot over the left shoulder of the Kansas City goaltender. Armstrong with his first pro goal, which was 16:10 into the second. Cade Nilsson got the assists. Mavericks led 8-3 after 2 periods. Mavericks scored 2 more in the third. Lyndon McCollum scored 6:11 in with Pascal Laberge and Jackson Berezowski getting the assists. When the score was 9-2, actually when the score was 8-2 before the McCallum goal, Daniel Amesbury and Dylan Savinkov got 5 fighting majors. 4:22 into the third. It was a pretty good bout. Amesbury was able to get quite a few punches in. Savinkov, though, did a good job holding his ground. And then after that was when McCallum scored 6:11 into the third to make it a 9-2 game. While the score was 9-2, Nilsson knocked down a Maverick over in the far corner, and then McCallum cross-checked Nilsson in the back, and then Barcheski went after it with Bradley Schoombert. And then Nilsson went around the linesman, got after Schoombert. When Osman was over on the left side, he skated towards center ice and asked Barcheski if he wanted it. And Jake Barcheski said, hey, why not? So they fought. They dropped their helmets at center ice. They kind of veered off before the fight started into the Kansas City zone on the left side of the ice that they were defending in the third period. Looked like the second punch that was thrown by Osman really landed onto Barczewski, knocking him over. Barczewski got back to his feet. Osman threw in another right, and then Barczewski was down for good. He had to leave the game, and with Osman hanging out in the locker room, at some point he was going to have to serve a fighting major, but the backup goaltender is Utah Puck Report's Jay Stevens, 51 years old. He's already made one appearance here at Maverik Center as he was a Grizzly on an emergency backup basis early in the 2016-2017 season. I was wondering if Jay Stevens was going to have to come into the game, and he was stretching it out, and he looked like he was going to have to come in. We waited for about 5 minutes as they repaired the blood that was on the ice, and Osman came walking out of the tunnel, and Osman was able to be good to go for the rest of the game. And I'm guessing because you're talking about an e-bug situation that Osman, despite getting the fighting major, he did have 7 penalty minutes, and he was good to come back into the game. Kansas City scored once again on a power play. 15-15 into the third. Crawford with his second of the year. Borchard and Androv with the assists. So Cade Borchard ended the night with 4 goals and 2 assists. He was a +5, and he had 11 shots. Max Androv had 1 goal and 2 assists. He was a +5 and had 3 shots. Casey Carew had 3 assists, and he was a +5 for the Mavericks as well. Marcus Crawford and Jackson Berezowski each had 1 goal and 1 assist to lead Kansas City. Briley Wood had 2 power play goals for the Grizz, both of them coming in the first period. Craig Armstrong added a second period goal. Getting the victory in net is Victor Osman, a night he'll never forget. His first goalie fight, as far as we know. He stopped 21 of 24 for the Grizzlies. Adam Schill saved 16 of 24, and Jake Barczewski saved 9 of 11. Special teams certainly played a factor. Kansas City was 3 for 7 on the power play, and the Grizzlies were 2 for 5. Well, I'm not sure exactly, what's going to happen over the next few days. And for the Grizzlies, this marks their 10th straight loss as their record falls to 5-13-2 on the season. Kansas City gets the victory. Their record goes to 14-6-1-1, and the Mavericks on the road this season are now 12-3-1. Kansas City this season on the road has outscored opponents 67-37, as they have been amazing on the road. Last year, they had one of the best regular seasons in league history, where they went 54-12-6. And even though Kansas City, they probably aren't going to get quite to those marks in the regular season, looks like they are off and running as they played outstanding in this 3-game series. Wednesday night, Mavericks got a 3-2 victory. Last night, Kansas City won 6-1, and tonight, 10-3 is the final score. Well, the Grizzlies are going to get very familiar with the Tahoe Night Monsters. They will meet for 6 straight games, 3 in Tahoe next week, and then the following 3 games will be here at Maverik Center. Next week's series against Tahoe will be Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. Thursday and Saturday will start at 8 o'clock in the Mountain Time Zone, and Sunday, December 15th, will be at 4 o'clock. 3 stars of the game. Third star is kind of debatable. Carew had 3 assists. Crawford had 1 goal and 1 assist. Berezowski had 1 goal and 1 assist. I think we're going to say the third star is probably Casey Carew with his 3 assists and +5 rating. Second star is Max Androv. He had 1 goal and 2 assists. He was a +5 and had 3 shots. The number 1 star is Cade Borchard, who had 4 goals and 2 assists. He was a +5 and had 11 shots. Borchard last night had 3 goals and 1 assist. So over the last 2 games, tonight and yesterday, Borchard has 7 goals and 3 assists. Talk about having a weekend. If he is not the league's player of the week, I don't know who is. Cade Borchard, and we can probably already pencil him down for the league's player of the week award. He is the number 1 star of the game. Well, that'll about wrap things up. Because of all the spirit and intensity in the third period, time of game was 2 hours and 35 minutes. A crowd of 4,007 Saw a wild game that involved a goalie fight. Daniel Amesbury, Diamond Hands, got in a fight with Dylan Savankov. And they saw a lot of goals. 10 by Kansas City. Grizzlies put up 3 on their own right. Next broadcast of Utah Grizzlies hockey will be on Thursday night. 7:45 pregame show. Face off around 8 o'clock. I think it's in the Pacific time zone. Hopefully I can find a plane ticket and get out to Tahoe. If not, I'll be hanging out at Maverik Center and hoping to describe the game and hopefully Tahoe's video feed if that's the way we have to do it. Hopefully their video feed does the job. We'll see if the Grizzlies can end the losing streak on Thursday night. It's just been a really tough stretch for the Grizzlies in the win-loss column, and it'll be curious. The Grizzlies did make a lot of roster moves over the last week, and I imagine we might see some more movement before Thursday night's game. Well, hope you had a fun time. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast and not necessarily the final outcome. Once again, the Kansas City Mavericks and Cade Borchard defeat the Utah Grizzlies 10-3. We'll talk to you on Thursday night. I'm just hanging out here trying to pursue my dream. Just like players, coaches, equipment managers, trainers, all just trying to get to the National Hockey League. And hopefully someday my dreams will come true. Final score here from Maverik Center. It's the Kansas City Mavericks 10 and the Utah Grizzlies 3. I'm Tyson Whiting, and it is what it is. You've been listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network. Good night, everybody.